You don't see it in the actual episodes, but a lot of the times, like, the episodes are really, like, almost 3 to 4 hours long.
Really?
I just really take the best hour.
Oh,
I take, like, the best hour and 20 minutes, honestly.
Okay. I do have to do homework, so we do need to be done in, like, 8 hours. No.
And
I gotta stream at some point as well, because,
I know.
I'm Bakersfield famous.
I'll probably catch your stream when I'm done.
Oh, sick, dude, sick. He said you heard that first, viewers, he's gonna be dropping 40 subs for the time he took.
I'm not dropping shit because this podcast hasn't made me any money.
Oh,
but what it has done is it's allowed me to talk to people. It's given me the excuse to talk to people for long periods of time, which is what I've wanted to do for a while.
You're making friends. You're making connections.
Not that I've making friends. I have friends.
Yeah.
Because I consider you a friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, of course. But it's like friends nowadays don't talk for like an hour or like 2 hours anymore. You know?
No, I agree.
And the only time you really get that is when it's like Joe Rogan or when it's like all these other big podcasters, but they're all famous. They all have famous people problems. You know, they're always talking about the fucking airport. They're always talking about, oh man, I missed my flight, or I bombed, you know.
I had to spend an extra $20,000
I had to spend an extra
$20,000. Rich guy problems.
I had to spend $100,000 on my premium fucking healthcare insurance because healthcare.
That's interesting that you say like, oh, we're friends, because like I always struggle with that phenomenon of like, how do you decipher a friend from a coworker? Because I think there's two big distinctions between the two. And a lot of people will mess it up and be like, oh, that's my friend, when in reality they're just like a coworker. They don't care. Like, they're friendly with you, they're cordial with you at work. But how do you make that distinction between friend and coworker?
I think when you can start saying racist jokes in front of your coworkers,
then everybody's my friend.
Then everyone's your friend. That's what I wanted to ask you immediately. I got a few questions I got prepared for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Question 1: are you Jewish?
Nah, I look Jewish. Sound
you look
Jewish,
super Jewish. You sound super Jewish. You're from Boston.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw you, before you even talked to me, I was like, this guy's Jewish.
Yeah, he has to.
But you're not.
Yeah, somehow I work talk of money and gold into every conversation. It's more for comedic effect.
Because then you started getting into stocks. Because you told me you weren't Jewish, and then like a week later, you started talking about stocks. You started talking about the market.
Yeah.
You should invest. And I'm like, this guy isn't Jewish.
I never do a good job at convincing people I'm not Jewish.
That you're not Jewish.
Yeah.
Even Jewish people?
Even Jewish people, yeah.
Really,
yeah,
for real?
Yeah. It's funny, if you come around my house during Christmas time, my mom is... I never know if it's a Hasidic Jew, but she has adopted the culture of the Hebrews, so there's literally menorahs all around my house. We celebrate Hanukkah here.
Right.
We do all of that. 8 nights of Hanukkah, everything, dude. It's crazy.
Do you want some?
Crazy. Yeah, dude, I'll eat one.
You eat one? Okay, cool. So I'll give you a preference. So let me explain to everyone what's happening. So my pen is dead because my charger broke. So I have edibles. These are good. My tolerance is kind of high, not as much as it used to be. So like 3 gets me to a pretty good state. So 1 or 2 for you is.
Dude, half of one will get me there.
I don't think so because these.
Let me see.
So it's 500.
Oh Jesus. Dude.
Not one, but not for one. Because if it was 500,
yeah, just give me one.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's play it safe, okay? Because I don't want to fucking. Because I know people who don't do that.
Not. This is my 3rd time ever.
It will have an aftertaste though.
Okay, that's fine.
But it'll be fine.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah, because I know people. There are some people out there who are like users of cannabis or whatever, THC, and they try to get people on it, and they do it first by Yeah, you know, like they don't really tell them the dosage. They're not honest with them with that, and that's kind of a shitty thing to do, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. Agreed.
It's kind of like someone trying alcohol for the first time, and you gave them like a bunch of shots.
Yeah. It's gonna be a long time, so I gotta get the water ready, dude. Girlfriend got me the hydro flask. What a good girl.
Nice.
What a good girl. Good fiance, man. Great fiance. Caroline, if you're listening to this, I love you. I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. I have no idea what the game is, but every time I watch a streamer, it's somehow worked into their commercials. So Raid Shadow Legends is sponsoring this podcast. I'm sure they'll pick it up at some point. They'll probably pay you a very marginally small amount of money, but they'll pick it up. Yeah. Raid Shadow Legends, if you're watching and listening.
If you're listening to Raid Shadow Legends, I've never played your game.
Yeah.
And even if you sponsored me, I wouldn't play your game.
Yeah. Have no idea what it even is.
I have no ethics. I don't mind lying to the audience. I will say that the game is good, depending on the amount. If the amount's not that big, obviously I won't endorse it, but whatever.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Those 2 questions out of the way. Perfect.
I thought that was that one question or two? You
said
said
I want to
Jewish?
ask, are you Jewish?
Okay.
Oh, wait, was that one?
I think that was one. And then that trailed off into a lot of sub-questions and anecdotes.
The second question I want to ask you is, how are you so open in public? Because you are one of the most open people I feel like I've ever met, in that you share a lot about yourself and your personal life to complete, I wouldn't say strangers, but at work I'd feel like, because me, when I first was there, you immediately started talking to me. You're like, hey, what's up? And you started joking around and stuff. Have you always done that? Are you always like, do you always like act, or not act, but are really comfortable around strangers when you first meet them?
Yes. You can pick up off people's energies like right away. I will always start off being outgoing, being funny, being joking around, because I believe in like building community relations that way. Like, I never know if that guy's going to be my next best friend or my next good friend, whatever it may be. So I'm going to give them a shot. But when I go and originally meet people, I can always tell if I make people uncomfortable, because it's happened occasionally to where I'll just be too open, and then people will be like, whoa, guy, like, take a step back. You are being way overbearing.
Why are you talking about your toenail fungus?
Exactly. But it's, dude, honestly, I am a very, for the viewers that don't know what I look like, I'm an average looking guy. There is a what you see, is what you get kind of factor that goes along with me. So it's like, there's no, oh, dude, he's so attractive, he must have these secrets. There's no, like, I'm 5'6", average body type, like, average, everything about me is average.
You're one of the only guys I know that I'm taller.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, I literally wear, like, a 2-inch heel at work to make myself look a little bit taller.
Yeah,
like
you do.
It is what it is, but it's like, it's what you see is what you get, because I love the openness. Like, oh, dude, I already know Ben Webby after the first time of meeting him. I hate that whole, like, oh, he's that mysterious, secretive kind of guy. Like,
that's funny.
Let me just be your friend. Let me just open up, and because I believe this about everybody. Everybody has something to offer. And it's my job as a person to, like, find out what that thing is, so we can be, like, you could have one of the most weird dudes ever, but he has, like, this crazy knowledge of something that you need, and just because I'm kind to him and be a friend to him, dude, now I have that resource in my life that not only can we be friends, which is a huge plus, but now you also offer this amazing knowledge of something I may need, and, like, dude, that's amazing, building that resource, building those connections in life. And that's why, dude, I think, like, people are one of the most amazing resources that you could ever have in your life. Not money, not gold, not cars. Like, it's people.
Yeah, so you are Jewish, because that was the most Jewish answer I've ever heard. You're talking about people being resources and shit? What is going on here?
You get what I mean. Maybe resources wasn't the best.
No, but that was a joke. But so I'm really jokey on the podcast.
Dude, I love it.
But I like that about you. Yeah. It's one of my favorite characteristics about you, is that you're very open and you're very friendly, just outright, to pretty much everybody. I don't think I've ever seen you be mean to somebody that you didn't know. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the reason why I bring it up is because I'm the opposite. I don't do that, actually. I actually stay really quiet at work. I don't talk at all.
1000% can confirm.
Can confirm. I don't talk at all. And when I first got hired there, I think I said like 2 words in the first week I was there. So the reason why I do that, I don't know. I tend to really sit back and not. I like being in the spotlight when it's fun, when it's like nice and funny and stuff. But I don't like people constantly looking at me for something. You know what I mean? Because I like being funny. I like making jokes, and I like, I love comedy, and I talk about it one time, but I do want to be a stand-up comedian, or at least I want to try stand-up comedy one day. I just don't like walking into the room and everyone's sort of expecting that from me all the time. And I also don't like going to work. Well, at the time when I got hired, I was really depressed. Yeah. I still kind of am. But back then, it was really bad when I got hired. And I just didn't want to talk to anybody. I wanted to work, and I wanted to leave.
Yeah. Which is a very common
it was a very common workplace.
Absolutely.
And when I first met you, I didn't like you. Because
1000% of people that meet me have the same.
You said something to me, and like, to this day, I don't even know what it was, because we've moved past it.
Yeah.
I like you a lot now. To this day, I don't know what it was, but you said something to me that made me not like you at first. And I think you commented on the fact that I don't talk. And then, as, like, later on, as we started working together, I kind of realized that, that's just kind of how he is. He's an open guy. He makes jokes. He's doing the extra step that I'm not doing, which is kind of making the workplace a fun place to work. Because I like when you're on the shift. I like when E-Man's on the shift. I like when people who are nice and friendly are on the shift. And it just never really clicked to me, being like working there, that your mood and your presence really affects the rest of the workers. Because I would always go in thinking like if I don't say hi to people, if I don't say goodbye to people, I don't say a word to people, it doesn't matter because I'm just here to work. And that's how everyone's mindset would be, right? That in my head, that's what I think everyone was thinking. But it's not like that at all. Because this is kind of like, at least it's not like that in our workplace. You know what I mean? People like saying hi to each other. People like greeting each other and being friendly with each other.
Well, it's a very weird paradigm at In-N-Out, because I would say that In-N-Out is, and I've only ever had 2 jobs in my life, so I can't generalize the whole working population, but In-N-Out in its leveling system has built in this almost animal kingdom hierarchy to it. You have your level 6s, your managers that have been there for a while.
Yeah.
They have that sort of pride, like, dude, I'm a level 6. I've had to go through all this crap. Like, I know a lot about my job.
Yeah.
And then I've always seen that. It was a lot more apparent at my old store. You would have the higher-ups that would always walk around with a stick up their butts, thinking like, oh, dude, like, who are you to talk to me? You're a level 1. You've been here, blah, blah, blah. Dude, and it made the workplace so uncomfortable. So now that I have that sort of longevity and experience at that workplace, that's why I've always made it my thing, too, with low levels. Like, when you first came in, I just want to make you comfortable. Right. I just want to make you feel like, hey, dude, like, that guy said hi to me. That's cool. Yeah. Because, again, it wasn't like that at my other store, because it was always, why would I take the time of day to have this guy come over to me and talk to him and, like, try to make him comfortable if he's just going to ruin my shift with the add-ons, the not knowing how to do blah, 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 dude, and I hated that mentality.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's where I think, like, now you're a higher level, you've been there for a little bit. We obviously have, I say obviously, it's not obvious, but we have that responsibility to welcome in the new people, to make them feel like this could be my home for a while.
Right, and I've definitely tried to do that. I always like am really nice to like the new people there, and I'm always pretty understanding of the mistakes they make. You know, like every time they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry," like every time like they make a mistake and they say sorry to me because I'm doing something, and like I told them to do it. Like if I'm doing fries, I'm like, "Hey, could you do this or whatever?" And they like make a mistake and they say sorry. In my head, it's always like, "Oh, well, I was there," and I wasn't there. Like it wasn't like a long ago. Like I was there. Like I've only been at In-N-Out for like a year. Yeah. So I know what they were going through. So I think what it was, it's like I feel like you don't have an ego at work, which is nice working in a place that has that sort of leveling system. And a lot of people at work don't really have it. Like, most of our coworkers, I would say, don't really have like a huge ego at work where they're like, oh, I'm the best. I know, like, I'm right about I mean, maybe there is a few people, but...
And I would like to say, just because Jorge's saying I don't have one, I think I do struggle with having an ego at times, because it is difficult to, like...
To not have one?
To not have, dude, I've been working in In-N-Out for 6 years, like, I've had to deal blah, 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 like, it's tough to sidestep that and be like, I'm just the person. I don't want to be the reason that Jorge goes home and complains to his family, like, dude, my day was tough at work because Ben yelled at me and made my experience uncomfortable. I've done that to people, and I've heard about it, and dude, it's the worst, most demoralizing feeling knowing that I had that control and I could have stopped it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you take that step to try not to do that. Me, on the other hand, my approach in the beginning, which I feel like was a mistake then, but it was that I didn't want to show ego either, because I don't really care. I don't really care about like positions of leadership. Like I don't really like being in charge with most things, you know? I don't really like if there was a team leader at school or something, like I wouldn't take that position. I'd be like, I'll just fucking do research over here.
Okay, so that brings up like a little tangent, and this is a side note. Do you believe in the whole phrase, well, what are your thoughts on, are leaders born or are leaders trained? Like, are you just born a leader with that innate ability to take charge, or is that something you learn and grow into?
I think it's both.
You think it's both?
I think both exist, because I feel like there are people who I know who, like, I see, like, people at school, like, let's go back to high school, okay? there are people
loved high school.
Hated high school with a passion, a burning passion. It was the worst. It wasn't the worst. It was just not. If I went back and relived my high school years, I would change a lot of stuff. Basically, is what I would say. Like, I would be more proactive in school probably because I didn't do anything in high school.
You're like a wallflower.
Yeah, I was basically just a dude who went to play sports, get okay grades to get into a university, and not have to pay for it because my parents, like, not obviously, but they couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
And they made it pretty clear that, you know, I needed to have good grades to get in. So I was like, okay. So I just went for school, sports, and to see, like, 2 friends. Because it was just me and, like, 2 other guys, and us 3, that was it. But there were people at school who I would look at who had a ton of friends who were, like, the captain of a certain baseball team, the captain of, like, the debate team, or, like, the president or whatever. And I was like, I feel like they were born with it, you know? Because they're the same age as I am, but they're doing it what it seems like naturally. And I'm not doing that. But at the same time, I feel like talent can only get you so far. I feel like talent is something you, like, cultivate. It's something you, like, train. It's something you can grow. So I feel like if you're somebody who isn't naturally, like, if I really wanted to be, I honestly believe I could be, like, a really good leader at something if I truly wanted to do that, like, pursue my leadership skills and stuff. But I don't. So I don't really care how good they are or not.
Okay.
Yeah. But I feel like people can be born with it, and people who really, really want to, like, grow that skill or be good at that can learn to be good at it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's always, like, something that gets brought up, like, oh, leadership, like, because you say you hated high school. The first 2 years of high school sucked. I was bullied a lot. I was, like, the weird awkward.
Oh, were you bullied too?
Yeah, I was bullied.
Not in high school. I was bullied in elementary and middle school though.
Yeah, I was same. I used to have really long hair, and, like, people would grab my hair. Dude, I could tell you crazy stories, but just in high school, like, I went to all the leadership conferences. It was funny that you say, like, the whole captain of the football team. Like, when I won homecoming king my senior year, it was literally me and 7 other football players on homecoming court, and the other 2 of them were, like, the captain of the football, like, whatever, yada yada. One of them was my good friend, and I ended up winning over them just because, like, I was friendly to people. They were popular amongst the seniors, but when everybody voted for the king, it was the whole school. So I pulled in the junior class and the freshmen, just because I was, again, like, I was friendly to those people. Oh, I'm senior Ben. No, you're a person being kind to other people, and that's. Yeah, dude, it was interesting, but yeah.
Man, in high school, all I really did was, and I would write, like, so when I was a kid, I learned pretty early on that people would bully you less if you were funny. So I learned how to be pretty quick-witted.
Dang, that's intense, bro. That's huge. That's huge.
I learned how to be, like, quick, and I was short. Like, I'm 5'7". I'm only an inch taller than you.
I think I'm taller than Alex Jones, if you're fact-checking this, like, I think I'm 5'7". I think. I don't know.
All right, well, I'm slightly taller than you, okay?
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe about, like, half an inch, okay? I'm trying to give myself a little more room here. But I've always been pretty short, on the shorter side of males.
Are we below average? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. But I from what I grew up in, I was always on the shorter side. And so because of that, you try to kind of, like, I feel like public school is like a weird system in where it's all these kids who don't really want to be there and are learning things they don't really want to learn or really don't know why they have to learn. And then they all have to, like, be near each other. So I feel like schools, especially public schools, like, this really weird dynamic. It kind of has, like, a hierarchy dynamic.
Oh, 1,000%.
The people with most value, like, the people who play sports or the people who have really good grades, like, the school obviously values them. But what about people who are, like, who don't really care about sports? They don't really care about their grades. Like, they don't care about math. They don't care about history. What if, like, if a student wanted to draw and they loved art, like, they're not really as valued, I feel like, through the rest of the students, because it doesn't really, the skill doesn't really translate to, I feel like, monetary value immediately to most people. So as a kid, growing up, I wasn't tall. I was okay at soccer, so that got me elite, like a foot in, but at the same time, I was short. So I learned pretty quickly that, and I wore glasses. I learned quickly that.
Man, this guy is literally he got every handicap possible.
Yeah. I was short. I was weird.
Playing life on hard mode.
My skin was a different. Actually, no, it wasn't. I grew up with a lot of Mexican people at that school, but I learned pretty quickly that if you were funny and if you were good at roasting people, or if you were good at like making funny remarks, or just if you could entertain people with what you said, they wouldn't really bully you because you had value now. You had value in like the group, so I feel like that's where a lot of my
that's crazy. I think that's a huge topic, a huge problem is in society is we allow other people to assign us value. On the outside, I could look at you and be like, "Oh, Jorge's valuable because he's good on fries, or he's good on this."
Thank you.
And you would that was a joke, guys. That wasn't actually true. Again, Alex Jones, don't fact check that one. He's horrible on fries.
I'm okay at fries.
He's okay, but again, like we subscribe to what other people value us at. I need to be valuable because of this, but I think as humans, we have this amazing ability to create our own value. Just because I look XYZ doesn't mean I have to be that. I can be like in high school, same thing, average build. I couldn't play baseball, I was too slow. Couldn't do football, I was too short. Couldn't do band, I didn't know any music.
You didn't have a musical bone in your body?
Dude, nothing. Like, you listen to my dad, he has the most amazing singing voice in the world. And
really?
My mom sounds like she got like a cat's nut stuck in a vacuum. And I got my mom's singing voice. Like, it's just awful. I didn't get the good singing voice. But I allowed myself to create my own value. Not because someone else told me I had to be the nice, funny guy. It was just, I wanted to be this because this is something that was important to me.
Right.
And I was able, dude, I got so lucky in high school to surround myself with like-minded people that were in the same boat, to where we were kind of not the outcasts, but we were the outliers of school. To where we just marched to the beat of our own tune. It was like 14 of us. Yeah. Shout out to the table at East High, class of 2013. Like, you know who you are if you're listening to this one day, 40 years in the future.
When I get super famous.
When you get super famous. Like, we all were not cool. We were all the weirdos just laughing as hard as we can. I remember at lunchtime, we would literally, like, stand football fields away in the quad just throwing fruit snacks into each other's mouths.
Yeah, and I bet you people looked at you guys like, oh,
dude, they were weird. They were weird.
So you guys are weird, how immature.
Exactly.
Throwing food, and you guys are like having the time of your life.
Dude, it was the best time. Like, when I look back at like such an amazing time in my life, it was that because I had this grasp of who I was in that time, because I had to go through a lot and find out, you know what, who cares what other people think?
Yeah.
This is my value. I am okay with that. I didn't have the 50,000 followers. I just had the 14. And we would always hang out and we would always hype each other up. And that was what I found, is that it's not about the masses. It's about that intimate group that you keep. And that's, dude, I'm still, out of those like 14 people, I'm still cool with like 8 or 9 of them. The other 5 kind of flew off the handlebars and like did their own thing, but that's fine. But like, we still talk every single day. I'm in Facebook messages with them. A couple of them, Nate Pugh in my Discord. Like, we're still cool. And I know at the drop of the hat,
Nate.
Yeah, you know Nate in person. At the drop of the hat, dude, they would be there for whatever I needed.
That's cool.
And it's just, dude, that's what it was.
I feel like as a kid I wasn't like that. Like, I feel like that's why I wanted to interview I wanted you to be a guest on my podcast. I knew from immediately, because there was a lot of stuff I wanted to ask you, because I know there's like a lot of stuff that I feel like we went through that was similar, but also I feel like we went about it very differently.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the thing about value, where you were like, I discovered my own value. When I was a kid, I never did that. Like, I always kind of just mimicked people. I mimicked what was working. I was like, oh, this guy's making people laugh. He's not getting bullied. In fact, people like him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mimic this guy. Oh, my dad likes when I play soccer. He was a soccer player. He likes when I win games and stuff. I'm gonna play soccer for like as long as I can.
Dude,
yeah,
that's tough.
And that's why when I was in high school, when I got older, I told, like, my dad loves soccer, like, with a passion, all his heart. Like, he probably would have went. I know, like, everybody says this, but my dad he really wanted to go pro, but he has like a heart condition, so he was born with like a pretty bad heart. So, like, he couldn't, like, when he got into high school and he was playing and, like, scouts were looking at him, his doctor told him, you can't play soccer anymore because you're going to die. Your heart's going to give out. And he said, oh.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
So he stopped playing soccer. And then when he had me and my brother, he put us in soccer immediately. And me and my brother liked playing soccer, because it was a fun thing to do. It was really, like, we liked the game. I genuinely loved playing soccer. But we didn't really love it as much as our dad did. So, like, when we stopped playing, it was like a really... When we stopped playing, not only did we stop playing, but I told him I wanted to be an artist and I wanted to be a writer.
He probably had a field day ripping you up.
He's like, it's okay. He's like, it's okay because I know he'll go to college and he'll be like a doctor or something. And then I said, hey, I want to be an artist. I want to be a writer. It was kind of hard in the beginning to convince my parents that I was doing it not because I thought it was a trend or not because I thought it was cool or fun or because I thought it was easy. I was doing it because I genuinely love it and I genuinely, like, that's what I find value in. Like,
now, how was that freeing moment when you first talked to your parents about that? They may have had a bad reaction, but how did that affect you? Were you more, like, relieved? Hey, at least
it's always been relief.
It's always been relief.
Even if my parents didn't really like it at first, because they love the idea now. They're, like... Huge shout out to my parents. Probably one of the best parents, some of the best parents I could ever have. Like, they always come to my events. If I've written a play and it's being performed at school, they come to it. If I'm acting in a play or whatever, they come to it. If I'm doing some sort of like one time I did like a poetry art thing for the Bakersfield Museum of Art where I would write poetry for a certain painting. I was like assigned like 3 paintings, and they came to see it, and I was there for the exhibit, and they've always been really supportive of that now. And I feel like, in the beginning, it was a little difficult and it was a little rough to break the news to them.
Yeah.
But I have never once regretted that.
See, and I think that's whether you realize it or not, that's a huge sign of inner strength, because in 2020, when you can be whatever you want to be and you can tell whoever you want to tell that you're going to be that thing, I unfortunately see a lot of reactions to where somebody comes out and says, I am this now. And because the general reaction isn't what they expect, rather than having that sigh of relief, their reaction is, okay, I should be something else. Or this isn't really me. And that's such a tragic response, because it should be, you know what, no, I need to dig down. I need to kick my heels in further in the sand and say, no, this is who I've struggled with becoming for such a long time. Whoever reacts in a negative way, hey, that's your problem. That's not mine. That's something you have to deal with. Because your dad could have very much had that vicarious experience to where he looks at you and says, no, my son is going to play soccer because I couldn't play soccer. Yeah. And now you're stuck in that awful situation. But you got lucky that though your dad struggled with that, he was still thinking, okay, no, I can deal with this. And I think sometimes like siblings, kids can have that troubled reaction where, oh, my parents didn't support me right away. Like, I have awful parents. No, give them some time. Just like we have our own expectations for ourselves, our parents who literally forced us out of their bodies, like have that vested experience in us, they need their time to grieve whatever loss they're perceiving as well. That's not selfish. Yeah. That's not like a bad response.
You know what's funny? Bringing this up now, I feel like in today... especially today in the social media age of our time.
Worst age in... let me just preface that.
I really hate social media. I think my life would be better without it. But I can't get off it. So, whatever.
You can't.
At the same time, I do like it. But I see a lot of kids, because it's a lot of young people, obviously, on social media. They don't like their parents. Everybody hates their parents. And I get that. I understand that, because I was like that maybe at one point I've always loved my parents, but there were definitely times where I was like, man, my parents are not the best right now.
Yeah.
I feel like it just all makes sense when you get older.
And
I hated hearing that as a kid. You'll understand when you're older, and I was like, oh my God, why can't I understand now? Looking back, like, no wonder I couldn't understand that, because I had no idea, you know?
Some wisdom just makes sense when you finally get that experience behind it. Yeah. You can have a drug-addicted brother and you tell him every single day, like, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this, but they won't understand until they've had the experience. And that's because if everybody listened to everybody's wise words and everything, the world would be a perfect place, right? There'd be no criminals, there'd be no rapists, there'd be no anything, because all you would need to do is, hey, just give them the wisdom they need in that moment and everything's going to be fine. And that's where, again, like, you need time's perspective to understand certain concepts. Yeah. Will I say, like, oh, you know what, there are your very rare cases of physically, verbally abusive parents? Yes.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Me saying that doesn't mean like I'm trying to erase that.
But I would argue and say that 99% of the I hate my parents things on Twitter comes from that place of, I want to have understanding for myself. I want my parents to understand me, but I'm not going to understand my parents. I don't know what it's like to grow up in a extremely tradition-rich Mexican home to where the parents have these expectations, and all of a sudden, because it's 2020, I want to break from that. But okay, yeah. Your parents need to have understanding of you, but think about how your parents were raised. Yeah. What 40, 50 years of indoctrination in their cultures and their traditions and what their family support systems told them. Now all of a sudden they need to unwire that in
They need to unwire it. They need to reevaluate. It's 2020. If you don't get with the times, you're canceled. Okay. We got look. We already took care of fucking Ellen DeGeneres. She's out. Right? Nobody liked her. Thank goodness. Next, we're taking care of that fucking guy Conan. I've hated his red. You know, like
I've never watched Conan.
I actually really like Conan.
Do you really? Okay, dude. Yeah. I can't stand like him, Jimmy Fallon. I hate their fake laughs, dude. The whole like the psycho killer,
I get
maniac laugh, dude. Like it's so fake to me. I like Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is an idiot, but like that whole fake laugh. Seth Meyers, late night talk show, like those are the guys that I look to. But I've never watched Conan because of the laugh. I've watched Jimmy Fallon. He was funnier on SNL when he was like more so writing, not acting.
Jimmy Fallon was way funnier in SNL, but that's because he can't say what he could have said back then.
Yeah.
What he could have said back then. Also, I just need to point out, it's been 31 minutes. That means the drugs are kicking in right about now. So this shit's about to get fucking wild. Let's go into the next segment of my podcast. It's called Speedrun. I just ask you a bunch of questions. You got to answer them as fast as possible. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Tits your ass and explain why.
Boobs. Butts scare me having a little penis. There's a lot to get in the way of point A to point B, if you know what I mean, on the pleasure center.
Okay, makes sense. Biden or Trump, and why Papa Trump?
Zero. I do not care about politics. Politics are one of the most divisive things our society has to offer, and the whole world would be better off without this sort of pseudo-democracy that we currently have. That's not saying I want freaking communism, because that's not a thing either.
Okay, red or blue?
Ooh, dude, that's a tough one. That is a super, super tough one. This might mean that I am some masochist fetish sizer, but red.
Red, okay. Do you like when people call you buddy, or are you normal?
I hate when people call me buddy. It's demeaning,
that.
Dude. It's
all
demeaning.
White people and all people who aren't white who do say it, stop doing it. It's the worst thing. Yeah. If you call me bud, the fifth person who calls me buddy in the next hour or the next few months, I'm sorry, but if you're that fifth person, I am fighting you.
What do you think, viewers at home? Should we do it? Should we see if we can get the first ever Jorge special and fight live on camera once I call him buddy 5 times?
I hate being called buddy. Don't ever say that.
It's belittling. Belittling.
It is. It really is. So what's the best cartoon you've ever seen?
Best cartoon I've ever seen would have to be Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
Absolutely. Look at right there. Look, what are you looking at right there?
Oh.
That's pretty sick, right? Don't tell the viewers. We'll just let them imagine what they're looking at the wall.
Yeah, Katara or Azula?
Azula, 100%. Katara was one of the most whiny, moany, self-righteous. My mother died. No, okay, get over it. Everybody had it worse than you.
Oh my goodness.
Literally everybody had it. And once you read The Search, the comic book to where Zuko finds his mom, you understand even more why Azula was such a rich character in her backstory, and you learn to hate Katara even more.
Okay, why does the live-action movie of the Avatar suck?
It is one of the most asinine, ass-backwards, not true to story whatsoever. I am still convinced that... this is the one question I was afraid of on this podcast. Yeah. This was it. I am convinced M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong took that project on as like my kids hate me at the moment because I just took away the Nintendo 3DSs. I need to do something to get back into his good graces. So without even watching the show, I imagine one day at the dinner table, as his wife and kids are ignoring him, he hears a side conversation from his son telling his daughter, wow, I really like Avatar: The Last Airbender. The first time he heard his kids speak in like 2 years because they completely shunned him away because he's such a horrible director post 2007. That's where he comes out and makes this movie without having seen any of the source material, without having heard any of the pronunciations of the characters' names, and just decided to throw money at a fire thinking he could make gold. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, next question. So why do you hate Indians?
Oh, that's a good one.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Don't answer that one, okay? We can get in trouble.
I'm gonna put away this notebook then.
We can get in trouble with this. We can get in trouble with my fucking sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Hey guys, go ahead and check out Raid Shadow Legends, who sponsored this podcast.
And they don't hate Indians.
Okay, last few question, and then we'll move on.
Got it.
Favorite porn star?
I honestly don't have one. Whenever I do watch stuff, which I do not condone the watching of it, it's always been like amateur stuff. Yeah. I never could get
your own stuff.
Yes, literally just me,
your
my
own
left
stuff?
hand, and the 3 inches going at it. Yeah. If you guys want to check it out, that's OnlyFans littlepeople123.com.
What do you think is the number one problem plaguing America right now?
Plaguing America?
Yeah.
Intolerance.
Intolerance.
Not for
Yeah.
like Black Lives Matter, not for anything else other than like, these are my own views, and this goes black, white, yellow, red, purple, Democrat, liberal, whatever. These are my own views. I will never give you the second of the day to explain your side. I've seen the horrible clips that represents 0.0001% of society. I will use that as my basis for the other side. And that is all I need to know, is that the other side of my argument, and this isn't politics, this is everything.
Yeah.
Not favorite football team.
Yeah, like people arguing what's
any
the best
argument,
flavor in fucking a Dairy Queen.
Any argument is, my other side is completely made up of an extremely small sample, and that's all. That's never going to change. So I won't listen to you. There is no understanding.
Do you think social media has added fuel to
1,000%.
that
1,000%.
Do you think it started it, or do you think it was like that before?
It was like that before social media just gave it a bigger platform. It's like what you saw the other day, and this might be triggering whatever you want, but it was the whole like Rosedale and coffee, that whole fight that happened with the Trump supporters.
I actually didn't hear about it. Would you mind explaining it?
So I will probably do it, if not justice what.
Guys, we work at In-N-Out. If you're getting advice from us, go fucking kill yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. I'm joking. But at the same time, like, why? Why are you doing that? We're just talking.
So if I can, and this again is watching 4 different videos, because there was like, I think there was 3 different angles, and then like a commentary from somebody that was there.
Okay.
And what had happened was, that should be your next segment. What had happened was, I think that's stealing from SNL. Anyways, so you have the Biden supporters on the right. You have the Trump supporters on the left, and I think it was, I don't even know if that's like an appropriate word to say or if that's offensive. It was like a tranny for Trump. It's those people that dress up like,
but that's their slogan, isn't
it? They dress it up, and it's kind of like mocking.
Yeah.
So they walk through the Biden booth. And
wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. So this slogan, this group of people...
I have no idea what it is.
You don't?
No,
Okay.
The first time I had heard it was in the video, then I had to look it up, and it was a bunch of opinion-edited pieces, and I was like, well, I'm never going to get down to what this actually is.
Okay. Then we'll move past that. But I get the message. So what happened after that?
So then they had a service dog, and then one of the Biden people was seen trying to unhook the service dog.
Okay.
I don't know why, but that was like... And that's coming from... Another woman on the Trump side shouted back, because the guy's back was in view of camera, so you couldn't see what was happening. She shouts out, "Don't effing touch that dog. Like, don't unhook him." So then you're led to believe, because there is no other angle that shows that moment, that the guy was trying to unhook the service dog. So the Trump supporter comes in, and this is completely ignoring what could have been happening the past 8 hours of these 2 rallies. They could have been yelling slurs back and forth.
They were doing this for a long...
They've been doing it for a while. So this is with no context other of the moment at that moment of the video.
Yeah.
So then the guy comes over and aggressively comes after the dude that was unhooking the dog. And what I thought was funny, which you can say whatever about the guy that was unhooking the dog, is... And this isn't saying I lean towards either way. But he immediately jumps behind 3 girls. Don't get me wrong. Like, the dude that was
hold on. Maybe he's a pacifist. Maybe you don't want to...
was a giant, like, biker dude, chains. He wasn't some businessman with his hair slicked back, ready to go to Sunday service.
Okay.
He looked like he had killed some people. So he comes beeline at the guy, and he immediately jumps behind the women, because, I'm assuming the dude wouldn't hit a girl, but...
Would you do the same, though? Would you jump behind someone?
No, dude. If I'm making a mistake, I'm taking responsibility for that.
Okay.
Like, if I'm trying to incite something, I am taking responsibility for that, and I'm about to get decked in the face.
Okay, with that, do you think the guy was actually trying to unhook the dog?
We don't know if he was actually trying to.
Okay.
And that's, I can't make a judgment saying he was or he wasn't.
Because you just can't tell from the video.
That girl from that side could have seen, and to incite people, she could have made that accusation.
Right.
That wasn't true.
You don't know the intent.
Yeah,
you just
I have
know
no
what's
idea.
happening.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Which is so crazy because the conversation...
But I will say this, though, real quick. It is a unspoken rule. Do you ever touch a security dog? Or do you ever touch a support animal?
No, you don't.
Yeah, and absolutely. I think everybody across the board knows if a support animal comes by, you don't touch it, you don't try to feed it, you don't try to call it, because it's doing a job.
Right. It's trained to do this, and if it's met with like a situation it's not really trained for, like it doesn't...
So with the dog having his little jacket on that said the service animal, like, right away, this guy should have known, don't touch the dog. So that's almost with malicious intent on my part. If I'm piecing it together from an outside third party, you don't know if he was actually trying to unhook it. You don't know what happened before, but you do know there was a service animal and somebody touched it.
Yeah.
And the guy didn't look slow or have any mental impairments to where he's like, doggy, and then goes for it.
He didn't look like intoxicated or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah, so that's what my understanding is.
Okay, and I get it. And the same thing, like, it's funny because we're making that... Your shorts were getting really high.
We're getting really high, dude. Sorry, I didn't mean to tempt you or anything.
I was like, yo, what's going on right now? We still got like 20 minutes.
Dude, we go long, dude. I don't care, bro. We go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We can make this a really long episode.
Whatever, dude.
Okay, for sure.
Whatever the natural flow goes.
Yeah, so that... People, I feel like on social media, see a video, and they think... After they've seen that video, that's it. They know exactly what happened. Well, this person's in the wrong because he's obviously doing this, you know? It's in the video. I just saw it.
Yeah.
And, like, there's so much stuff of that video that you saw that you don't know. And you still, even after watching that and thinking about it, you still don't know 100% the conclusion or, like, what the intent was of the guy. Was anyone gonna like? What did the girl say?
But I will say at the end, which was completely wrong. Biker dude comes around, they square off, throw some punches.
They fought.
Yeah, so they fought.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
again,
I'm sorry.
like,
I stopped you too early.
No. This was okay. They fought everything. Like punches were thrown, sides were split up. But then the dude for Trump comes over and like throws a table into the air with all their T-shirts, all their refreshments, completely uncalled for.
Right.
That should not have happened.
Yeah.
But that's how that video ended. But what the main focus of that is, after that video, the response on Bakersfield Twitter was, Bakersfield's the most racist place in the world. Rosedale is full of racists. This is why, like, F my town, I can't. And that incited something in me. Is like, you don't. You know what
that incited? That incited this podcast. No fucking lie. No wonder. I didn't even know why people were hating on us. Yeah. I just knew
this was like one of the big things. Yeah.
Yeah. So. You see, that's me not giving a shit about fucking politics and going digging deep in the news.
That's good.
But at one point, on Twitter we were trending. Everyone was hating on Bakersfield.
Yeah, that was
like,
it.
If you're from Bakersfield, block me or whatever. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I don't know why that was happening, but then it gave me the idea of, I've always wanted to do a podcast. What do I do it about? I don't know any famous people. I don't do anything artistically professionally. And I was like, why don't I just talk about Bakersfield, the most hated place in California right now?
Dude, and I think that's such an amazing response, because that's like, you see a problem, let me take immediate action. And that immediate part is what's important about that, because Trump is the worst president in the world. Make sure you get out and vote, blah, blah, blah. That's action, how are you immediately attuning to that situation?
Right.
You could go out and canvass. You can go out to your food bank, to this, to make your area better because you think the world is so bad. Don't wait, in 7 weeks, do what, I'll do that.
Yes.
No, if everybody would just take their differences and take immediate action, not violently, but like, let me do my small piece. Somebody could look at you and be like, dude, you're literally doing nothing. But who knows if like 4 people listen to this podcast and their perspective is opened up and changed.
Yeah.
You just affected 4 people's lives. Who cares if that's 10 billion? Like, you affected 4 people.
Yeah, that's honestly why I'm doing the podcast. I want to get to the bottom of what's happening in this town, because it is a pretty interesting story. I feel like that Bakersfield has. It's like a super, super conservative town or city or whatever that is located in California, a super, super not conservative state, and is pretty much liberal everywhere you go, like for the most part, except here. So I just wanted to like figure it out, because Bakersfield is weird.
It is.
Bakersfield is weird as fuck.
Dude, but I think the important part, which of any sort of research project, you take the initial observation. Bakersfield is weird. Then you start building hypotheses, but after that hypothesis, you need to go and build research for your hypothesis. I don't even know if that's like the plural form of that.
Yeah.
To make a theory.
It's a scientific method. Yep.
You are on the point to where you made a hypothesis, or you did an observation, you made a hypothesis of what you thought was going to happen, and now you're in the research part, so you can go make a theory of, okay, I believe this, Bakersfield is weird, but then I did my research and really found the roots, the treasure, the heart of what it was, and now with these facts and the history and everything, my theory is changed from that to, no, I was wrong. That's a huge thing to say. Bakersfield is unique. Bakersfield is special.
Yeah.
Bakersfield is literally a melting pot of everything. Yeah, we're segregated
really
in size,
is.
But it's like, dude, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, north, south, west, and east of Bakersfield, we're a little segregated, but when you get kind of to the middle, I feel like people would be surprised about the amount of fucking diversity here in Bakersfield. Like, there are so many people from different parts of California, from different parts of the world, that came here to look for something better, to look for cheaper housing living, you know? It's like, there's a lot of people here from a lot of people, a lot of
but it's just, it's taking that immediate action. It's like, okay, so the house I'm buying right now, it's in Oildale. It's in a I'm brown, Oildale is white, and not like brown, never mind. So anyways,
but you're
I'm
not,
like tan. I don't, it's the nose and the face.
I said
it's the
you
nose
look
and the
Jewish.
face.
Think of a Jewish guy.
Anyways,
That's
so
him.
I'm moving to this house. It's in like a seedy part of town.
Yeah.
My plan, because when I first went into the neighborhood, I saw that there was trash on the floor. When I get there, dude, all I'm going to do as soon as I move in, every week I'm going to go around and just sweeping up trash.
No way.
Just
for real?
So what I'm going to do...
This fucking cleanup guy, Captain Cleanup over here. You serious? Why?
Think about what it's going to open up. Think about what it's going to open up. I'm going to go sweep up. People are going to see me. Hey, dude, like, what's up? What are you doing? Hey, you know, I just moved in. I love my area. I just want to make it better. And who knows if I inspire them, like, oh, you know what? I've lived here for 20 years. I need to make sure that I really get that back.
Are you fucking pageanting for Miss America right
Absolutely.
now?
Miss Oildale.
Miss Oildale? Are you trying to be Miss Oildale?
That's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Man, I thought I was doing something. I was just talking to people. That's actually doing something.
It's literally the same thing. The same thing.
I
talked about impacting one life. My one life is the dude that's been living in the neighborhood for 20 years that doesn't care anymore. His wife just died. She was cheating on someone else. All the kids just left.
Miss Becky.
The kids never came in. I just made a whole backstory for this old man that I'm going to meet. And then I changed that one dude's life. And then we have that relationship to where, hey, you know what? I need eggs. Like, let's go hang out with that. But look, it's making that small, immediate change. Everybody thinks, in order for me to make a real impact, I need to reach at least X amount of people.
Do you think... Yeah, but do you think that one moment that you've shared with that one person...
This is all hypothetical. Are we talking about the sweeping trash?
Trash. Yeah. Do you think that would really change their life?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely, because that one change, that one interaction has infinite potential. If you want to take the hypothetical situation... So let me throw you down a rope, and this will be all hypothetical.
Yeah.
This guy has nobody in his life. This guy is a terrible person. He's a terrible person because why? People won't give him the time of day. So I make that interaction with him, and I choose to say, from the original point I had, everybody has a treasure that they can offer. You see the most old hatred, blah, like whatever's in, there's still some good quality about him that he can share. He just needs somebody who won't give up on him.
Right.
So in this thought experiment, I go, and we start connecting in a way that he can't connect with his grandkids because they're from one culture, I'm from another, some bridge from theirs, so now we make this connection. He starts coming over to my house, and that connection that we have, and I'm just teaching him about being a young person, that, again, a perspective his family won't teach him. So now in this most picture perfect, because this is 1,000 million variables that need to come together and make it happen, he decides to try something different. And now, look, from that one person, what does he go do? He affects his whole family. So that's infinite potential.
Yeah. I think, that's crazy, and I think that's why that's a really cool thing you're doing. That's awesome.
And this, again, is when I move into we were supposed to escrow house on last Friday, but now we got pushed back a week and a half because it's weird.
Yeah, getting a house is weird. And stressful, apparently. But do you think, you said everybody has value, even the most hated or most vile person.
Yep.
Do you think that goes to everybody? Do you think you can a person can be so vile that doesn't apply?
No, because the moment we start, and this is something humans love to do, the moment we start becoming our own judges on who is not redeemable, that's where I think we like really fall down as a society.
Even Ed Gein.
So there's always the examples
the serial killer.
What about Hitler? What about Ed Gein? What about obviously? But what if I were to come up to you, an average guy, and ask you, is your dad that beat you redeemable? And you automatically say no. Okay, so now you just raised our line from Hitler to your dad. Now this is the new judgment seat right here. And what are you going to do? Every time you come into somebody with a different story but has the same lining of my dad beat me, you're going to immediately pass them off and say, never forgive that guy. And then now theirs goes up, and then they think get it, and it just it's the worst.
No,
and you can say the slippery slope fallacy, but to me that's what that is.
No. I just made the connection right now. We are talking because my last podcast. This is my 4th episode. You're gonna be guest number 4.
Yeah, long time here, never listener. We're a huge fan of the show. You
should listen because the last episode it was with a good friend of mine, Dia. She's a Muslim girl living in New York. She lives in New York, and we recorded it over Discord. And we talk a big portion of that podcast about love and how showing love and kindness has a really big domino effect of what you think of other people.
Absolutely.
Because it led to the story of how me and her met. I feel like right now we're talking about the exact opposite.
Was it Muslim like Discord you guys met on? Is that it?
Not Muslim Discord. I'm not Muslim.
You're not?
No. Even though maybe sometimes people will confuse me. I don't know.
Sorry, it's for all the Jewish jokes, you know?
You would know immediately, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. They're down at Temple, dude. They're at Temple.
Look, you know their location?
Yeah.
The Muslims and Jewish people here, the Muslims and the people who look like Jewish people here in Bakersfield, they keep tabs on each other.
I know. My directory is full.
Look, okay, but that's not what I feel like we're showing the other side of that coin. Like, what happens when you show judgment? What happens when you show hate? Like the opposite of acceptance and love.
Yeah.
You know? And I know it's hard to say that. I know, we're not trying to justify anything Hitler did. We're not saying like he's like. We're just saying that. What are we saying?
Well, I think an interesting point when you become that judge person. Because number one, I think like
how can we judge, right? Like,
but what I always think, what's always funny to me is how do we judge? We always judge down. We don't judge an amazing person who does a small act and say they're so that's where I think that when again you get to that level of judgment, you're always raising that bar to where you're always trying to judge down, further dividing these people, and it doesn't help with bridging those connections.
Okay, yes, I get you. I'm baked right now, so I'm trying to think. This is what happens at the Geekcast. We take little breaks.
We gotta take little funnies out.
We gotta take little intermissions.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's gonna stay in because I don't edit it.
No, that's perfectly fine.
That's how I get the episodes out so fast.
That's what
it's probably gonna come out today. It might come out today. What are we gonna bleep? We haven't said anything racist. Let's start doing it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's been a relatively clean podcast.
Honestly, do you think racist jokes are done now in society? Do you think we can't make them anymore, or do you think we should still be making them? Do you think they have any value? Do you think people will get over it?
We are, if I can go completely fully torqued on this, we're slippery slope downgrading in society. First, it wasn't racist jokes. Then you couldn't make gay jokes. To me, you continue down on the whole, okay, so now we can't make fun of little people because I just found out the other day that using the term midget was offensive.
Yeah.
Now we can't make fun of people who have gone through X adversity, then X adversity, and you just keep going down. This is what what it all goes back to. Jokes, stuff like that, like the huge happening, like whatever you want to call it, the stand-up comedian revolution was like in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Like you really started seeing it. You could always go back further and be like, well, what about this? That revolution happened then, and they were always outliers of society.
Right.
They were always the outcast, dark humor. Dude, in 2000, I can't tell you how many dead baby jokes I made.
Oh my god, that was such a huge...
Dude, it was but again...
Everybody was talking about dead babies, and it was because of Anthony Jeselnik coming out with that fucking incredible special.
So they had all of these just dark, And it existed in those years in the outside of society. Now what have we done? We have brought that in because it's becoming in the mainstream, and now every comedy special, everybody that did blackface 30 years ago, all of those things are coming to light in that cancel culture, completely taking it out of that context, all because we started moving this outlier sect outcast of society to and mainstreaming it. So you're going to go on again on that slippery slope. I just found this joke that's offensive. I just found this. You either have all of it or you have none of it. You either say all these jokes are okay from this outcast group. Why can I not? Sub-community, subculture. Yeah. We brought it in because, again, you say, okay, no racist jokes. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, comedy, no gay jokes. Okay, that's fine. No making fun of old people, geriatrics. Okay, that's fine. And then you just keep going down.
Because comedy wasn't mainstream. It wasn't seen. It again has to do with value, and it fucking capitalism
never was mainstream.
It was fucking capitalism ruined it. Okay, I'm gonna explain how capitalism ruined comedy because it didn't have value. Mm-hmm. So nobody gave a fuck about what you said. Nobody cared what jokes made people laugh because everybody knew it was just this silly thing we did to make each other laugh, and it had no value. Now there's money tied to it. Now it has this. It could affect you. You know now like. You know, people can like lose their jobs, or I mean, not really. I mean, yeah, because Ellen DeGeneres, like her job was kind of in danger. You know, like
people. But that's not even a part of comedy. That's just like being a horrible person.
Also, yeah.
So I don't like you. You wouldn't be able to say like, well, Ellen DeGeneres' jokes. No, she was just a bad person.
Yeah, and it's like we never said comedians were good people.
No,
comedians.
Dude, like you could start pulling up segments from the early 90s and they're just all offensive. They're all marginalizing these groups. It's and like, as soon as we really... Dude, we're at like... I have my little nephew's kitty toy shovel that lifts up an ounce of sand in the dirt. That's what we're on top of right now. But when you go and like, I'm going to get a real shovel and just take one kick, you're going to uncover so much stuff.
I know.
Everybody will be canceled.
I mean, even take it all the way back to like when there was kings and there was jesters. Like the jesters made fun of everybody. Yeah. The king himself in front of the king. Yeah. Nobody's looking at the jester for wisdom. Yeah. Why are we basing our morality and ethics on what we find funny and entertaining in like a comedic way? Why? We shouldn't. There should be no ethics in comedy. At all. That's why
because again, it's either all of it
is funny or none of it. It's comedy. It's not tragedy. And there is no tragedy in comedy. That's what makes it funny.
And then that's what goes back to my statement a couple of minutes ago that everybody wants to be the judge. That's why I sit from that open mindset of I try to be a good person. I have my faith. I have this. I'm not going to judge you because the moment I do, I know that my creator is going to judge me 10 times. It says that in
this word. Is why we should be communists, because if there was no value and we just got paid like a certain amount, a dividend maybe. Yeah. Reaganomics.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I just want this guy to go on book saying he wants to be a communist, but he won't give me his credit card to buy me 40 subs in my chat.
Listen, I said we should be communists. I'm not saying I'm one right now.
This is the man before you. In the future, when
maybe we can, maybe I would be if it's beneficial to my life. I don't understand why judge me later in the future when
it's
obviously
just a bunch of meanderings. None of what he said made sense.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, bro.
Sorry, my shorts are getting high again. This is
bro,
what happens
you are wearing. Are you wearing a thong?
No, I'm not.
What are you wearing?
Like, it just like when you got big thighs, dude. It like just rides up, bro.
Is this a compliment? Was this all a setup to compliment your thighs?
Mm-hmm. All a setup. Ashton Kutcher, come on out.
They're nice.
You bet on Punk.
They are nice thighs.
Thank you. Just let it be known. The moment Jorge walked into my store, I knew he was gay. I knew he was just trying to be straight.
Hold up. Why did you tell that story at work that me and E-Man ranked the 3 hottest guys?
I thought that was hilarious.
That was the worst day. Okay, fuck you. Hold on. No, I gotta bring this up. Fuck you. Anybody at work listening? Listen. We work these.
So me and you were both there. Okay, yeah. I thought it was. So E-Man doesn't know. E-Man, if you're listening, don't get upset.
E-Man, continue. Me and E-Man, we're cleanup guys. Ben is also a cleanup guy. We work these shifts at 5:30 in the morning to go into In-N-Out and clean the entire store. It's just 2 guys doing it. There's nothing to do except clean and do mindless work. When you do that, the person you're having the conversation with, we have mindless conversations. We talk about everything and anything because we work for 6 hours
the
together
conversations
every
normally
day.
go like this. Hey, what did you do last night? Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, what did you eat? Nothing.
Nothing.
Hey, by the way, my name's Jorge. What are the 3 hottest guys? And let's please exclude Ben from that list.
No, it's like me and E-Man get along and we talk a lot when we're on cleanup shifts. We work and we're talking and like we pass each other.
Oh.
We're talking about streamers. We're talking about games. We're talking about movies we've watched, and we were talking about girls he likes on Twitter. Okay, E-Man is a known simp. I call him the simp god.
Absolutely.
All right? He was
not a good one, but he is one.
He's the simp god. And that's all you need to know about E-Man. Simp god. Shout out to E-Man. He likes a bunch of girls' pictures on Twitter. And was talking about what he finds attractive in a girl. He's like, what do you find attractive in a girl? We talked about that. He's like, man, there are a hell of attractive people in the world. I agree. Yeah, there are. He's like, man, there's hell of attractive people at work. And I said, yeah, I guess. If you looked at it in a very, very disconnected,
Nobody's in there crusty white, smelling like onions and old cheese.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
There's some beauty.
There's some attractive men and women at the store we work at. Then the conversation was, we were just playing around, we were making jokes, and he knows I'm gay, so he said, well, who are the top 3 hottest guys? And I say 3 guys' names. And I'm like, oh, maybe these 3 guys. And
let it be known. Let it be known.
He tells this to Ben. Ben gets mad. He's not on the list because I'm sorry. It was just me cleaning. I was literally doing something else while I was answering the question.
So for any potential candidates out there for the sexual conquest of the man before me, let it be known that he does not judge hotness off of personality and looks. He is a superficial prick that just goes off looks.
That's not it. We weren't doing that. We were literally exclusively talking about attractive, like conventionally attractive in the face.
It's crazy.
A physical attraction.
That's crazy, dude.
I said, yeah.
I've never felt more betrayed in my life.
These 3 guys, I said, are probably the hottest guys in the store, in my opinion, in a completely objective standpoint that has nothing to do with what I feel towards them.
It's because he doesn't like guys that are shorter than him. That's what it is. That's what it is.
And E-Man asked me that question because he knows I'm gay, or I'm bisexual. And so then he tells Ben for some reason, he's like, oh, hey, did you hear what Jorge said? This is what Jorge told me last night. No, bitch, you asked me. You brought it up. And Ben gets mad he's not on the list because he's a narcissist. Because even that he struggles with ego. That's what we talked about in the beginning of the fucking podcast. He's a narcissist and he didn't like he wasn't on the list. So he brings it up to me, not in private, not through text, not when we're playing games.
Brings it up. I knew what game I was playing.
He tells me in front of 2 of the guys that were on the list and our managers and other coworkers. And I look at him and I don't know what to say, and I say, oh, E-Man told you about that?
With the most flustered red cheeks of all time.
Why the fuck did he tell you about that?
Oh.
And why are you bringing it up now with the worst people around to bring it up about?
Oh, man. Gosh, I'm a genius, dude. I am a pure genius.
I'm pretty sure half the store doesn't even know I'm bisexual. You basically, if I wasn't out, I'd be mad at you.
But I knew he was out. It was comedic genius, dude. It was gold. It was gold, and there was no racism. There was no hateful speech. It was just.
And now I gotta do fries.
Yeah.
Behind
what he's already bad at. He's got
which I'm already because I have ADHD and depression and I'm on whatever at work or with something. I don't take the pills at all. So I go to work like that, and now he's talking about my sexuality and who I think I find attractive in the store, and I have to work behind 2 of the people I mentioned that he knows I said.
I see how you're painting this kind of like this could be a bad thing. But
What the fuck?
I gave you a chance with Matt and Alex. I gave you everybody knows your true colors, and now everybody knows you're funny and sexually aggressive, and that's a good thing. God. A lot of sexual charisma.
But that's like I'm cool with some people at work who kind of know I'm funny. You know, YC knew I was funny because we would make each other laugh.
You're doing them a disservice by not
I don't like being outwardly funny, you know.
Yeah.
I'll say it like a little joke out in the corner by the room, you know, and some people will hear it.
And see, honestly, like that's when we were going back to the original stuff. Like it's a burden being the loud, funny person. Because when I'm at work, I feel that constant pressure to, all right, I gotta be like loud, I gotta be this because you never know. But then the one time, like this past month, dude, I felt so bad. This past month, I've just been stressed about the house, like crazy stressed out. So I go around and I'm telling I can't internalize that. So people expect me to be the same funny, outgoing guy, and I've just been quiet at work. So I've had like 40 people come up to me, oh dude, are you alright, man? Like, what's going on? And every little thing I'll do that's away from the happy Ben, I'll be like, oh dude, Ben's just pissed off. So that's where that burden really does come in that you luckily don't have to deal with.
I don't, because if I come in and I don't say a word to someone, everyone's like, oh, that's just Jorge. He does that. Yeah. He does that sometimes.
So, you know, going back to the originals, like being the loud guy ain't always the fun part, because there are those unfortunate expectations.
Yeah. But I like everyone at work. Honestly, I feel like maybe some people feel like I don't like them at work. Everybody I work with, I don't have a problem with. I want to like.
Dude, it's tough. Like you have a big personality, which is weird because I don't talk that much. But when you do, people listen, and that's something sometimes people forget is, oh, dude, I'm not really like, I'm introverted. This. But then there's some of those innate qualities to where again, like, oh, dude, I know Jorge's here because his loud laugh or his funny take on things or like the funny back talk. So even though you don't talk, people still notice you, and that's kind of a cool like middle ground to be in.
I guess, yeah, and you know, and it's really, and honestly, I wasn't like that when I first got hired. It's just because now I'm really comfortable there. Like I'm comfortable being that, getting a little more like how I am outside of work. Because outside of work, I'm a silly fucking goose. I just fucking play around. I just joke around. I play video games, you know.
Dude, you're hilarious. I love your commentary when you're streaming. Shout out Lobo _8 at twitch.tv/ twitch.tv.com. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just like a silly dude who wants to live his life as peacefully as possible. I don't know, maybe get a family later. You know, make enough money to live a happy life.
Yeah.
And who wants to write at the same time.
What's your, like, perfect life? Think about it. I'm going to get us some more water and some snacks or something.
Yes, please, because I'm fucking crying out because think about my eyes are red. Man, we'll probably cut this little segment out, but what's my perfect life? Shit, I don't know. Shit, that's a tough-ass question, fool. Break, we could just come back. I'll either edit it out or I'll leave it all in. No, I'm not going to leave it in. I'll cut out some stuff.
No, leave it all in.
What the fuck were we talking about?
Perfect life.
My perfect life?
Your perfect life.
You know what I was thinking, man?
All the way till you die around, I'm assuming, with your ethnicity and athletic build, probably 60 or 70.
Yeah, man, I was thinking that, and I was thinking, I don't know, man. I think I truly, honestly don't know, and I think I would only know after I've passed, like right when before I pass. I have to look back and I think, man, this was my perfect life. I think I'm living my perfect life right now because I don't think I could imagine better. It's possible for me to.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
And then, like, does the director say, "Cut! We got the perfect line," and then, like, just black, or where do we go when we die?
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I feel like it's, even though I feel sad sometimes, or sad a lot of times, even though I get moody or whatever, I feel like I would, if I died, I would look back and think, man, I wouldn't live it any different.
No, that's good. Yeah, it's tough, dude. Everybody has their own expectations. I always say the number one way to disappoint yourself is to have expectations. So you could go back and be like, oh, I should have done this.
I would take back a few things, maybe.
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have partied so hard on my last semester of university and gotten my degree when I should have gotten my degree.
But that story's not done being written yet. So you never know if you needed to meet somebody or let it be known that Jorge's a guy that touches every single piece of popcorn before he chooses one.
Oh my god, dude.
I can't believe you're
I'm
doing
fucking
this.
stoned, bro. What else do you expect me to do?
I can't believe you're touching everyone and jingling it like Scrooge McDuck does his gold coins.
Bro. They sounded good to me, bro.
It's now turned into an ASMR podcast.
Oh my god. Are they gonna hate us for fucking eating fucking
No. It's not like it's like a shirt mic that's close to our mouths. Barely picks up anything. I don't even think it's on right now.
No way. We just didn't record anything. That would fucking suck, dude. The conversation we had was a banger.
That's crazy. You wouldn't want to spend another, 7 hours in already? 7 hours together?
Dude, I would spend another 7 hours with you. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I do got work tomorrow, though.
It's that cleanup life, dude. Cleanup, right?
Don't want cleanup.
Oh, where you work?
Like 10:40.
Dude, I work at 11. Pick me up.
Hell no. He lives 20 minutes away from me. Get the fuck over there.
You'll go 20 minutes from your house and it's 40 from mine. That's just an hour.
An hour? And then we gotta drive fucking 30 minutes back.
That's crazy, dude.
Bro.
It really do be your own quote-unquote friends and not coworkers that stab you in the back.
You would quadruple my ride to work, bro.
We never answered that question. How do you differentiate a friend and a coworker? We've said the whole like make racist jokes, but like I've jokingly, and this is something more not serious or sad, but out of all the people I work with at In-N-Out, I'd say in that whole crew I probably have like 7 friends, and I've been working with them for the past 3.5 years.
Am I one of them?
Yeah, you are. It's like you. Well, I'm not gonna list them.
Yeah. That's probably a good idea,
Yeah.
but
I mean, like as like how I would classify friends.
I think a friend would just be somebody that I would just be there for. I feel like you could tell me anything and I'd stay here and be like, okay, and I'd be like, why do you feel that way or something. I feel like I could tell you anything and you'd be like, okay, well, what are you doing to fix that or something, you know?
Is this in the context of working with each other outside
either
of work?
Either working with each other, personal life, like financial crisis, relationship advice. Like, I feel like I could ask you anything. And I think you wouldn't, like, look at me weird or whatever and be like, oh, yeah, like, I would answer that.
See, you have extremely narrow expectations for a coworker. I thought like once and this could be like the different guard.
Oh, why? What's a coworker to you?
A coworker for me is somebody that I haven't hung out with more than twice outside of work.
Right.
So that's like, this is my first time hanging out with you. So when you said that we were friends right now, I was like, oh, okay. Like, nice. That's like a term, but like maybe you were more quick. But that's what I've always seen is like, well, if I've never hung out with you and we're just kind of having these proximity chats next to each other, because if you're working next to somebody for 6 hours, you're going to have some deep conversations.
Yeah.
But does it mean anything? Or is it just simply like, I stored this in the back part of my brain to get it away from my attention, like I don't need to bring this back up that much?
No, I think it has to. It has to mean something, right?
Yeah, but just those, I don't know, dude, it's tough.
So what's a friend to you?
I have a very broad and oftentimes misleading definition of what a friend is.
Oh, really? So you're saying that I know exactly when I know what a friend is.
Yeah.
And you're saying you have no idea.
I have no idea.
Okay. That makes sense now.
It was like, when did you classify that we were friends?
I don't know, man. I think when you accepted me for being bisexual. When I came out on Twitter and you were following me at that point and you had like just barely followed me. And then you saw it and you liked it. And then you even liked some of the replies like that E-Man did. That's how I knew me and E-Man were friends.
Yeah.
Like, that response to something that I said about myself that was really personal, you just sort of accepted and moved on with and kind of just understood that this was me. So, I think at that moment.
See, it's that acceptance. It's that tolerance.
Mm-hmm. Damn, it is, huh?
Dude, it's all tolerance. Because honestly, people are going to hate me for the steak. But in, like, Christianity, you think, hey, homosexuality is wrong.
Right.
But then I think, why would I ever... And, I mean, you can kind of back up my credibility on this. You said that I've never judged you.
No.
I've never made you feel uncomfortable.
You've never judged me. You've never made me feel uncomfortable. And if you've had, you've done, like... You've said, like, hey, man, I'm just joking.
Yeah,
you know, like,
because if the moment I say, hey, that, and I judge you for it, then you can come around and be like, hey, well, you lied. That's a sin. You steal stuff. That's... And I'm like, oh, like... So you just leave it at, I'm still going to tolerate you, dude. Like, I'm still going to give you that benefit of the doubt that I don't know the journey you're currently walking through, and I can imagine that, but let me put myself into... So that was in my communication class. Like, to me, what do you think the difference between, like, sympathy and empathy is?
I feel like sympathy is something, like, you feel sorry for someone. I feel like when you have sympathy, you feel sorry because something bad has happened to them. When you have empathy, I think it's like you understand completely what somebody's going through because you understand, like, you've been through that.
You've been through that.
You've been through that.
And I think with all the different cultures,
no matter
with all
how
the different
bad it is.
subcultures and subgroups that we have in the US, like, it's still difficult because I belong so much on this side of the diagram. You belong up here.
It's crazy, man, because there's like, even because I'm like, I consider myself a gamer. I've gamed all my life. I've played games like since I was a kid. Literally, I played fucking on the Nintendo, the fucking wrestling game. Like since I was born, I had a game in my hand. So I've been in the gaming community, and it, like then like the furry community kind of came out and was like a part of the gaming community, and everybody just started shitting on them. And I was like, listen. Yeah, these guys are a little weird. They're a little different than us, but I mean, they're still part of us. You know, we have the same interests. And dude, they've accepted us. Why can't we accept them?
And that's the crazy thing is when you divide your culture, your tradition into so many subcultures, you create those in-groups and out-groups.
Yeah.
When you belong with someone, the in-group is always threatened by the out-group because they don't want them to be the overcoming force, when in reality there's no threat, but it's because of those own barriers that we put in. It's like, and dude, Avatar The Last Airbender, like one of my favorite things is the day that Iroh gets hit by Azula in the second season after the chase.
Oh
and
my
he gets
God.
struck. And then the day after is when he's explaining to Zuko the four nations. And Zuko has this hardened mind, and dude, it's one of the most beautiful representations of our culture's different. Our people have killed you. You've killed us. We've subjugated you. We've been oppressed for the past 100 years in this 100-year war for Avatar. It was that we have been the oppressed. You have been the oppressed. So he's drawing the four elements, and he's explaining this group has this with it. This group has this with it. This group has this with it. And Zuko is still guarded like, no, like the Fire Nation, fire. And you could tell, like, the directors do a beautiful job of emulating those emotions on Zuko's face. And then it's at the end when Iroh circles all four nations, and Zuko's like, wait, this is what, like, the Avatar is, what the bridge to the spiritual and the earthly world, like, this is the pure form of that. And then Iroh's like, you finally get it, like, it's one and the same, we're all separate but equal together. And dude, it's like a beautiful, tolerant point to where Zuko finally, who has always been a part of the Fire Nation, accepts and understands these things they never knew. And that's where it goes into, like, that power that knowledge has.
Yeah, man, I've always loved redemption stories, and I feel like it's hard not to.
Dude,
know?
Heck yeah.
It's like, that's why Zuko becomes such a powerful character in the show. Zuko's my favorite character, and Sokka's my second favorite character, you know, because they were underdogs. Even Toph is my third favorite character because they're all underdogs. Sokka was always looked at as this comedic guy who just make jokes and would just hit on girls. And by the end of the show, he's one of the greatest military minds the Revolution had. And he's an incredible soldier who's like a master with the sword, you know? Like, he's a fucking badass motherfucker by the end of the show. And Toph is a blind little girl who everyone thinks is weak, and she's the greatest earthbender to live probably ever.
Show's amazing, dude. It's like, I don't understand when the creators wrote that show, how they wrote it with so much beauty.
I couldn't believe how good the show was, because I remember I was a dumbass little kid who watched cartoons every fucking day and played video games. I didn't give a fuck about school. I didn't give a fuck about reading at that point. I love reading now, but not at that point I didn't. So when I heard that Nickelodeon, the creators of SpongeBob, the greatest show ever, fucking was making a new cartoon that had action in it that looked sick as fuck, I was like, yes, 100% down. Gimme. I don't give a fuck if it's bad. I watched the first 2 episodes as a kid, as a 10-year-old kid, because it came out when I was in 5th grade. As a 10-year-old kid, and I said, holy shit, this is one of the greatest shows that's ever existed.
You knew.
In the planet. There's no way this is not a banger. Yeah. And as I grew up with that show, it slowly just revealed. By the 3rd season, I was convinced Jesus himself wrote the show. Because that's how fucking good it was, the build-up. Because you guys are able to binge it now. You guys are able to binge it now through Netflix.
We had to wait a year and a half for the end of season 3
I was fucking day 1. You motherfuckers have no idea what that build-up was like. Okay, so all you people judging it, saying that season 1 and 2 aren't as good as season 3, you
have no understanding.
That's a trash opinion,
spoiled.
And you don't understand. It's one of the greatest shows. Will go down in history in my life. In my own brain, in my universe, in the multiverse theory, in the universe I live in, Avatar The Last Airbender is top 3 greatest show of all time.
Yeah.
And it's unnegotiable.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know what the other two are, but I know for a fact Avatar The Last Airbender will be there till the day I fucking die.
So
the day somebody blows my brains out, or the day I get in a car crash, or till the day I die when I'm 88.
That's a long life.
To the day I die, I know this show's one of the greats. It's one of the goats.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put my tinfoil hat on right here.
Yeah.
Putting it on. Avatar The Last Airbender Season 1 and 2 are exactly what's going on in America right now. Okay.
Avatar,
Taking my hat off right now. And that's
because I'm trying to be... Bro, you fucking nailed it, bro. Because I'm trying to be the guy who's seen Secret Tunnel in that one episode in season fucking
The Nomads.
Secret Tunnel. I'm trying to fucking live in a van, grab this podcast, and take it mobile. And I'm trying to get to fucking New York, bro. I'm trying to interview people there. I'm going to Nebraska. Yes, I'm going to Alaska. Yes, I'm going to fucking Canada. Yes, I'm going to
Book the dates,
Mexico.
everybody. $5 a pop. 20,
and I'm
42.
interviewing anybody. I fed the fucking... Dude, the guy who sells tacos, the guy who sells cars, the guy
who eats the tacos, the guy who buys the cars,
the guy who kills the cows at the farm, anyone. I will interview anybody. That's what I want to do with my life, and I wish I didn't have to pay for shit. I wish I could just do that and I could live normal.
You sound like a Justin Roiland going off in like Rick and Morty when he does like the sales. Have you seen the show, right?
I don't give a fuck.
It's just like
give a fuck
real free doors. We have real free doors
Real
here in
free
Nebraska
doors,
and America.
yeah. Dude, that's just what I want to do for the rest of my life and not pay for anything and not have to work for the rest of my life. That's all if the government could supply me with that, it's not even like a big budget. It literally like maybe $50,000 a year. The government doesn't have that for me.
So you guys are all asking why, and I'll give you this story to shed light on Jorge and why he's so similar to our Lord and Savior Rich and Guy Snyder. Rich? No. What is the Snyder? Harry and Esther Snyder.
Who is this?
This is the creators of In-N-Out.
Oh, really?
We had a guy come in one time in one of our store meetings. This was probably 3 years ago. He was like a historian of In-N-Out. He had all the stories because I mean In-N-Out's a cult classic, dude. It has a lot of rich history to it. But it also has struggle. So after all the family died, Esther Snyder was running the business back in like 2008. And in the top of the studio, she had this really small 12 by 12 office space that she would always work in day out. Esther Snyder was like, had to be 80 at the time. Her son Rich came in and was like, no, I'm going to build my mom like a really good office she deserves. She helped my dad start this company. We're all here. And I could be getting the dates off, but you get the idea of the story. I'm going to build my mom like this really cool office. So he goes out, buys all of her favorite stuff, everything that she could ever want in this office. And it's like a true story because they're rich. He wanted to get her like the mounted moose heads and the whatever. So he builds it, brings his mom into the office after like all this anticipation and excitement. She took one look at the office and went back upstairs. And then the historian said how Esther Snyder preferred talking to people rather than things. And that was like her idea of building connections, communicating with people, building those networks.
Oh my god.
So she didn't care that she had all this stuff because it was going to take away from her people.
Yeah, she's like, what? You think I'm going to use the fucking phone? I'm going to talk to the guy who just drove all the way out from Colorado.
And that's what you are, is you don't care about things or whatever. You just like people. You want to... Dude, because again, like, people, the treasure they have inside of them, the stories, because that's where wisdom comes from.
I like all people, generally. If you guys are cool and we're vibing, like... You know, if you're vibing, I'm vibing.
You're vibing,
bro.
I'm vibing.
If you're vibing, I'm vibing, bro. Like, that's my attitude towards pretty much everybody. So I rarely hate somebody. You know? There's only, like, 2 people I really hate.
Who is it?
I don't know. I don't even know who they are.
Heck, dude.
But I know when I see them, I'll be like, God, I fucking hate this guy.
Hey, that's a strong word, dude. Hate. That's a really strong word.
And that's why I flee the country whenever I see him.
See what?
Whenever I see someone I hate, I just flee the country.
Oh, damn,
and I come back like a year later.
Dang, bro.
Damn. No, I'm just kidding. Because I can't be around them because then it's going to spread all the negativity.
See?
That's why I like the idea of just getting away. I feel like driving in a van with my podcast. I have a Patreon that that pays for my trips, and I could just go and live my life for a few years.
How would you get in contact with all these people?
Just on Twitter, social media. That's why I'm saying I need social media. You know, I like
create a website, bro.
on TikTok. Oh, I'd get a website. Yeah, a website would be cool. I don't think I'd be able to stream, but I'd stream like real life shit.
Yeah.
I'd try to go hunting maybe. I'd try it for a little bit. I don't know. I'd go hiking. I'd go fishing.
Damn.
You know, like it'd be like a fun, cool. I want to be like a fucking hippie nomad, but I don't think that's possible now.
Yeah.
Because people don't.
Because you
like
gotta have
that.
a license to work.
Yeah,
because
you
have a license to
you
do
gotta have
this.
insurance or some
Yeah.
shit because you're a danger to the public or whatever. Your fucking car is spewing out black smog. You know, like it's gonna endanger the environment. Like, yeah, well, what else am I gonna buy? You know, you need money to buy shit, and I don't have it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a nomad, my dude. Nomads used to ride on horses and live off the land. What land am I supposed to be living off?
That'd be crazy to live back then, where you just kind of like ride off in a direction and you're like, this is mine now.
Yeah, like
This is mine now.
this is where I'm going. You know, that's how I want to live. I know that might. Does that sound lame? I feel like that sounds lame every time I fucking tell someone that.
You can do that. I mean, it's cliche, but you can do it.
Oh my god! I knew it. It's cliche. No one likes it. Every time I spew that idea,
If DreamWorks comes out with another little brown guy with glasses going off and finding his dream, I'm gonna kill myself. I like it though, dude. Hey, just because it's cliche doesn't mean I go and watch every princess movie they come out with.
Oh, dude, I'm just saying that's how I feel. I would rather do that than what I'm doing now, if that made sense.
How are you gonna work for it to get to that point?
Dude, I don't know, man. I do want to be a writer though, so
I think a problem our generation has is, like with what you're saying, I want to do that right now. What if you just like busted your ass for the next 3 years, worked every job you could, bought yourself a nice van, and made that reality happen? I think there's a lot of that like instant gratification of I need this thing now, rather than like me. Spent the last 6 years living with my parents. I'm 25, living with my parents. Like I gotta listen to my older brother yelling while we're doing this podcast.
What's he yelling about?
He's just such a loud person.
Is he funny?
No, he's hilarious. No. He's on like 4 mod groups for Reddit moderating everybody.
What?
And like, yeah.
So is he funny or is he not funny? Because he sounds like the funniest person alive.
No, absolutely not.
What do you mean?
Racist.
Really racist?
Yeah.
So I might have to bring him on.
No. I think it'd be funny. Yeah, I think it'd be funny.
I think we might. I might set up a Patreon, and this could be a Patreon only episode.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. Have it censor out names.
He's the one that got out of prison?
Yeah.
You told me to interview him for the podcast.
I think it'd still be good material.
Oh wait, you just want to
you just have to do like the NSFW the Patreon page you were talking about.
People don't get that too. My friends are telling me like, "Hey George, be careful. What if you get a racist on the podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I want."
It's a person, right?
That's literally what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a racist person to interview.
No, I did. Yeah, but again, because you might hear a different perspective. Because I think with understanding who you are, you become more tolerant of those behaviors.
I want to interview literally everybody, guys.
Yeah.
I want to interview a trans person. I want to interview a lesbian. I want to interview a black person, a Muslim, a white guy, an Irish guy. I haven't seen any Irish people here in Bakersfield. Any Irish people in Bakersfield, hit me up, because what the fuck are you doing here? Like, I want a Chinese person, someone from Japan, someone from Korea, someone from North Korea. I would fucking love to interview someone from North Korea. Kim Jong-un. I would interview Kim Jong-un. I would like to interview that guy, and I would put it out there.
Yeah.
As long as I didn't die for it. Because I just wanted to talk to him.
That'd be cool. We can do it.
Hey man, why are you doing these terrible things? And like, what's really happening in your country?
What if he said, I'll let you interview me, but I gotta kill you after? Would you do it?
Oh fuck, nah man, I'm not a hero, bro. I'm just a guy. I'm a nomad, my guy. I didn't say I had a fucking cape and I'm here to the rescue. I'm not the fucking messiah. What? I'm gonna sacrifice myself for the greater good of humanity? What do you think? You mean it's a fucking book, bro? Dude, I got it.
Another cliche DreamWorks animation coming soon.
Yeah, come on, my guy. I'm just a nomad. I'm just a dude. I can't do that. I'm not here for the greater good. I'm here because I'm a selfish dude.
Yeah, I was just curious how far that thought experiment went into being like, I'm going to release their atrocities and be a good journalist, but...
No, not release atrocities. Maybe, wouldn't it be interesting to try to understand why people did such atrocities? Like, that's why I'm really into serial killers. I love watching serial killer documentaries about, like, fucking... Ed Gein and Ted Bundy and the Nightcrawler, you know?
No.
Or was it the Nightcrawler or the Night Stalker or something like that? Yeah.
Oh, Nightcrawler was with Jake Gyllenhaal. He's a news reporter. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
His brother's yelling about Trump shit. That's
every time he sees something on Facebook, he feels the need to tell us and fill us in on how the world is currently.
On how the world is currently in Facebook.
Yeah. On his Facebook mod pages and everything, all that good stuff. You know.
Oh man, so you get all types of people here.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's very diverse.
Oh yeah.
Ben,
oh yeah.
Because this guy Ben has a fucking jersey of when he went to go play Smash Bros at a gaming tournament,
dude,
and his brother's yelling about Trump shit.
I really wanted to like.
Streams. This guy
I really wanted to put like a cardboard cutout right here of me just like.
Yo, you have a poster of Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean, hopefully the first movie because there's only that.
Yeah.
Only that one's good. And Spider-Man 3, a risky choice, a questionable one, because that's not the best Spider-Man movie at all.
Yeah, it is.
That's a tough one, my guy. I'm going to have to go with a nah.
Okay, what's your favorite Spider-Man movie?
Oh my god, it's Far From Home.
Exactly. Why?
Dude, fucking
Spider-Man... because now you are a grown-up who can make logical, rational decisions. But when you were a kid, which is what that's aimed at, you saw Spider-Man 3, you saw Venom, Sandman, and who was the third one? The Hobgoblin, all coming together as a kid. You were like, you were about to have whiplash because you were looking all over the screen. It was my God, you're right. Best.
Were you into comics?
You have grown up. You have become a rational, boring person that's like, I like that because there was good character development. Let me push my glasses up. Good character development. Minute. The acting was cool.
I'm gonna rebuttal right now, but were you into comics as a kid?
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, so was I. And I thought I was the only one.
So you said Far From Home was better than Spider-Man 3, knowing the comics. Knowing the origin story.
Tom Holland is the perfect Spider-Man.
Why? Because you're an old man and you've gotten... He's good acting. He's good this. Tobey Maguire was the worst Spider-Man, but he was my childhood Spider-Man.
I understand that, my guy, but I honestly think Tom Holland's having a pretty fucking good go at it.
Why?
Because the kid is fucking... He wears some nice tight pants, bro, in that fucking Spider-Man costume.
So reason number one, boring example. What's number two?
But reason two... Look, he's a good actor. The story is really, really good.
Boring reason number 3, 4, and 5. I'm a rational adult, and this has to have this to be good.
No, I'm just saying that I'm not saying that this makes it better.
No, dude, it's the problem is that we become so complex.
What happened to your tolerance, man? I just think that Spider-Man 3 is not the best choice to have on your wall.
Let me know there are tears coming down his face right now as he tries to convince me of this heinous statement.
Dude, in the first Spider-Man movie, Homecoming, he learns that Spider-Man has to be a superhero. He has to save people. You know, you have to... When you put on the mask, it's serious. It isn't like it isn't a game.
Dude, Uncle Ben explained that in Spider-Man 1.
Not really, though, because he explained that you have the responsibility to do this. He was still a kid. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll do it, but it'll be fun. Like,
how many expositions of Peter Parker did you not get in that movie where he's like explaining I needed to do. That's crazy, dude.
And then when he gets the suit, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm official now. I'm an official superhero. I can do anything. He makes a bunch of mistakes still. He always gets caught by surprise. He has spider sense. He has precog fucking nition, Ben. He should be able to not do this. So he obviously is playing around. Then he takes it seriously. He takes it seriously to the point where he's able to go to Avenger level threats and be a part of the Avengers. Iron Man has trusted him with this task, and now Iron Man is gone. And a lot of the...
So right now what you're doing is you're just literally... This has gone to the segment of the podcast to where we are dissecting famous Marvel movies frame per frame.
Yeah, I'm dissecting why Tom Holland Spider-Man is so great.
If viewers who are trying, he has a full erection as he's telling you about Tom Holland.
Because...
It is fully torqued.
Listen, because now Tony Stark is dead and everybody's looking at this guy... Are you the next Tony Stark? Are you the next greatest superhero that's ever lived? Because this guy just saved everybody in the fucking universe. Can you do that shit? And Spider-Man is looking up and saying, I don't know. Like, I'm sticky. Like, it's the greatest, and he just wants to go on vacation. La da 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 da, betrayal, da da da. He finds out he is good enough to handle that. He's good enough now to be the next Avenger leader. Like, he's now a leader, gonna be a leader of the Avengers when they for sure bring it back. Or the next team they bring back is gonna be Spider-Man. Because he's grown up to that level. Now everybody knows who he is. Now he's exactly like Tony Stark. You know, like now, even though he doesn't want to be. And now the multiverse is getting put in, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I would have taken Amazing
it's
Spider-Man 2.
It's the most comic book movie. It's more comic book than fucking Spider-Man 3, where they tried to explain what Venom was. No, Venom's not a fucking alien or whatever. Yeah, they explained it in the comics, but
that's kids. Exactly what Venom is. He's a symbiote that came off.
Yeah, he is a fucking alien.
God, this guy doesn't even know his comic book source material.
I forgot. No, I was talking about
discredited.
Sandman.
We will be erasing this
How
whole
did they get
segment.
Sandman his powers or whatever? Didn't Sandman get his powers because he drowned or something?
Yeah, that was the sketchy one. But Sandman's not as cool as the other three.
You're right. The Hobgoblin's definitely
James
cool.
Franco. As the Hobgoblin. James
Franco's as a pretty fucking the kid can fucking act. I can tell you that, bro. The kid can act his fucking balls off, bro.
Don't ever give him that he went to Harvard bullcrap because that was so made up. It's not even funny. James Franco graduated from he literally got like C's and D's and slept through all of his classes.
Dude, the kid can act. The kid he's a fucking actor and he's a hell of a good one. So James Franco, shout out to James Franco.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
You know who's one of the best actors right now? Florence Pugh. Hey, Florence Pugh, shout out to Florence Pugh. I don't know if you know this, but every episode I've brought up Florence Pugh, and I have to shout her out. Please come on the podcast. I want to interview you because I love you.
Florence Pugh, this is the other half of the room. I have no idea who you are, but I'm
oh, you know her? She's the actress from Midsommar. From Little Women.
Oh, Midsommar. Is she the one that, spoiler alert, survives?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you made the wrong choice in the end.
The blonde one.
You should have flayed them all. Florence Pugh, if you're listening, you got one half of this room's vote. Thank you very much.
Well, who would you pick? Who? It's a woman you would interview right now.
Could it be fictional?
Oh shit! You trying to get to the fictional side of things?
Can we get to the fictional?
Oh my god! You're looking up at your fucking movies, bro. Don't fucking say Keira Knightley and with her fake ass British accent extending. Oh my god. She's cold.
Starfire.
That's a cold one, bro. You broke
Starfire. Teen Titans Starfire.
You fucking found the loophole.
Or Teen Titans Raven.
Oh my god.
Oh, why would they put her in such a sexy outfit?
This was when we were kids, though.
You're for like that area. 10-year-old me to just be like,
whoa. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah. So
what the fuck happened? Because I was good and now I'm feeling different because of that.
Starfire, if you're listening to this podcast, know that you were amazing from about 2003 to 2006. You
really are a comic book nerd, huh?
Please, well, that's when she came on the Teen Titans show. I'm rewatching
because I know all these facts too. What's your favorite comic book?
Favorite comic book is Spider-Man.
Oh my god! Yes,
literally
finally,
everything.
Someone who understands the greatness of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Everyone's like Superman, Batman's the greatest. Guys, you're all fucking wrong. And let me tell you why. Spider-Man, the kid is the fucking greatest hero ever invented in comics.
Yeah. The only thing is, to preface it, Spider-Man is my favorite hero. My favorite duo, like, collab story is Captain America Winter Soldier.
Oh my god. The movie?
No, the actual, like, storyline of how it began in the comics and everything.
Oh, for real? I don't know what my favorite collab would be. Deadpool and Spider-Man is great.
That's hilarious.
But it's you know, there's so many good collabs. Like, I mean, like, what about, like, the Batverse collabs? You know, Batman when he's with Jason Todd. You know, Jason Todd.
Ooh, that storyline's like good,
does that count as a duo? Because that's a fucking incredible duo.
Yeah. Bob's a superhero. Sidekick.
Yeah,
You know, we need Sky High to tell us Sky
Alien
High.
versus the Predator? You're telling me that's not one of the greatest duos ever to be invented? Alien versus the fucking Predator? Is Terminator 2 not the greatest movie to ever exist? Yes or no, Ben?
No.
Oh my god, you is fucking
Bridge to Terabithia.
You slept. Oh my god, he hit me with the...
Bridge to Terabithia.
He
From a kid's critical lens.
He hit me with it. You're
There
a
is
fucking
not-
kid, bro.
there is not
You're a
but
fucking man
one-
child, bro. You're a man child that's got his shit together. Because all your answers, all your favorite shit is all shit kids like, bro. You're fucking over here playing Five Nights at Freddy's on your streams. You're playing Call of Duty every night. You know,
You're right. You cracked the code. You cracked the
You
Vinci
got a
code.
Boston. You've never watched baseball. That's your fucking dad's favorite team. You got the Boston's fucking the Red Sox on his fucking
It's the
on his
best.
fucking shirt.
There
Never
is,
even been
there
to
is,
Boston.
to
You guys
this
are Jew.
day, to this day, not one movie scene that can bring me to my knees in agony like the death of Leslie in
Oh
Bridge
my
to Terabithia.
god, bro! And you're right,
Dude.
and you're
as a
100%
kid,
right. As a kid, it broke
that is
me.
why. See.
As a kid, Bridge to Terabithia showed me what the abyss was, bro.
Dude, what
It showed me how bad life could get. Because that shit hit hard. Like, you're telling me my friends can be gone? My friends who I've shared
gosh.
everything with, the places I've never been with besides them,
So
they're
right, I never
gone?
looked at it, I can't. Oh.
You're telling me, like, death is real, bro? That was when I realized what death was and how
God,
permanent
dude.
it was.
That's intense, man.
Dude.
I need. Oh.
But at the same time, Terminator 2 is a fucking badass movie when as a teenager, when I watched, was like, yo.
Go back and watch Bridge to Terabithia tomorrow and get back to me on that one. Well,
What
there'll be a special segment next week for when Jorge calls me on the phone and we record that Discord call about
And
him
I'm
crying
like,
on the
yo.
phone.
Yo,
It was right about Bridge to Terabithia. I'm so
like,
sorry.
Oh my god, I'm a fucking fool. I'm an idiot.
Look forward next week to that segment.
Top 5 movies, Ben.
Top 5 movies of all time.
Not in no particular order. Or
We'll
if
go
you can,
with
you can do it if you want.
Hot Rod. And
Hot
Sam
Rod
Burry,
is a cold one, bro.
and the Lonely Island Crew. Hot
Oh
Rod,
my
Rod.
god. Wait, hold up. Popstar's hella underrated. Go watch Popstar. Nobody watched it. It's a fucking good ass movie.
Good, yes. Shrek. Definitely Shrek. One of the greatest cinematography masterpieces.
This fool said Shrek, bro? You're a kid.
Of all time.
You're a kid. You order Happy Meals when you go to fucking McDonald's, don't you?
Captain America the Winter Soldier.
You do, bro. That's why you're not looking at me, bro.
Captain America the Winter Soldier.
Okay, I actually agree with that one. That one's actually...
Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Okay, now you're naming some heat. You're naming some heat right now.
And... God... Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Oh my god, he hit me with the ultimate one, bro.
It's easy. You got comedy,
That's
you got
the guy-
coming of age, you got romance, because romance ain't real, and you got action violence. It's perfect.
Oh my god. Alright, let me hit you with some.
Alright, top 5. Go ahead, round out the list.
I think the Batman The Dark Knight Rises
Ooh, the Joker.
is
Heath Ledger.
easily top 5 greatest movies of all time, Batman The Dark Knight. I think The Lobster is probably one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
Okay,
The Lobster by Yorgos Lanthimos. Go see it on Netflix. Hella good. Top 5 for sure. I think Cat in the Hat is probably the greatest. Cat in the Hat / The Grinch is probably two of the greatest movies to ever exist, and nobody gives Jim Carrey or Mike Myers any fucking credit. Cat in the Hat and
They
The
don't
Grinch
give him enough credit.
and The Grinch are master fucking pieces. You can put it on, any age will like it. It doesn't matter what age group, it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter when the occasion is. You can put it on a fucking funeral, you can put it on a fucking college party, you can put it on a fucking kids party, you can put it on a fucking like just
A bar
late at
mitzvah?
night. You
Let's
can put
be
it on
inclusive.
in the background while you're doing laundry. It's those two movies together, because they have to take up one spot because they're kind of half a movie. Are two of the greatest movies to ever exist. So The Dark Knight Rises, The Lobster, The Grinch / The Cat in the Hat.
For those of you counting at home, that's 3.5.
Yeah. I would say Aladdin.
Aladdin.
I would say Aladdin is probably one of the coldest movies to ever exist. It just is super inspiring, especially when you grew up with like being really poor, to see something like that happen. To see like maybe there's a happy ending to poor kids.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite movies ever. So Aladdin for sure is number 4, and number 5. It's got to be a really like. It's got to be.
You gotta round out something healthy.
It's got to be Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, bro. It's got to be Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, number 5, bro. Star Wars: Return of the Jedi is the greatest Star Wars movie to ever exist.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
Sorry.
Yes.
I know everybody likes the other one, A New Hope or whatever.
Yeah.
The second one.
That's the fourth one, first one.
What's the second one? What's the second one? What's episode 5?
Episode 5 is the Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. Everyone loves Empire Strikes Back. They say that's the best movie. I know Darth Vader, the reveal, yes, it's there. Return of the Jedi is the best Star Wars movie, my guy. He shows up. He's got the fucking robot hand, so you know he's not playing, and his lightsaber's green, bro. Unheard of.
Unheard of.
He's back, and he's mastered shit you haven't even imagined. And he's dangerous, bro. And he's fucking... The kid looks good in those pants, bro.
And don't even bring up the latest Star Wars in any of it. Those aren't even rounding out any part of the top.
Yo, rank the Star Wars movies right now, best to worst.
I could never.
Rank them right now, Ben. Don't be a fucking bitch.
So
don't be a bitch.
Episode 7, 8, 9, completely worst. The Solo story was good.
Hold on.
I'm just telling you right now which ones don't need to be ranked.
Okay, so you're saying episode 8, 7, and 9 not ranked at all?
Just they sucked. They were awful.
You don't think none of them are redeeming?
No, none of them. None of them have redeemable qualities other than Adam Driver playing the masterpiece he played.
Oh my god. Do you believe Kylo Ren is the greatest thing in that fucking trilogy? Or yes or no?
No.
You don't think Kylo Ren...
Oh, you mean the character? Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Kylo Ren is the greatest thing. He's the only good character in that entire new trilogy. Yeah. 8, 7, and 9. Only Kylo Ren carries those movies.
That's Adam Driver. That's his character.
Carries the fucking movie on his broad ass fucking shoulders, my guy. You think they showed that scene just so we could make memes about him? No, bro.
Working out.
They showed that scene so you could see how broad his back got from carrying this fucking movie. Because he even carried the future self. Because that wasn't even the last movie. He already showed you what he was gonna look like, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, come on.
Yeah. So no.
But I understand that they're not even ranked.
The Han Solo story would have been amazing had they cast the guy Taron Egerton from the King's Secret Service, whatever.
It's not needed. Don't even mention that movie, bro. It's not needed.
If they would have brought him back, it would have been amazing. The acting ability would have been amazing. What's the one where they just use it as the giant plot hole to make the hole in the Death Star? Rogue One. You don't like Rogue One, bro? It was
Rogue One's kind of fire, bro.
It was a joke because it literally was written into the Star Wars series to cover the plot hole that has always existed since the beginning trilogy of why was there that air duct on the Death Star so easily accessible? And they had to go back and, this was the reason because this guy planted this as a failsafe. That was stupid. You waited 25 years to make a movie you could have just written out in a little twit longer, and then everybody would have been happy.
But it's still kind of fucking hard to see it, though.
No.
Alright.
No. 0.
So what are you ranking? You're only ranking 4, 5, and 6.
No, I'm ranking 1 through episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars TV show?
Yeah. You got to put that in the ranking.
Oh my god.
Of Star Wars lore.
I actually have not seen it at all.
Really?
No. And I fucking love Star Wars. I fucking read 2 books of Star Wars. And I feel like that's pretty nerdy, reading a Star Wars book.
My brother did that. Back in the day, we would always go to Russo's bookstores in the East Halls Mall on the east side and just read a bunch of Star Wars lore and Halo lore and all that.
Oh my god, the Halo lore that's in this fucking brain takes up so much space. So much useless, dead space in my fucking brain about all this fucking Halo lore, about the Covenant, about Cortana, about Command John. Fucking, his name is John. Apparently, he's white. He's white. I always thought he was black. Why did they make him white?
It was 1999. Everything was white still.
Oh my god! What a travesty! Make Master Chief black in the movie, bro. If they ever make a Halo movie, Master Chief has to be black. In my head, in the classic games, when they didn't show his face like it's supposed to be,
it was that deep voice, dude.
He was black, bro. This was a brother fucking up aliens in space, bro, and he didn't give a fuck. He was cold, bro.
Yeah. Didn't do it justice. It was the voice.
He's some dude that he's the fucking preload in of fucking Hitman before Hitman was a fucking video game.
Yeah.
It's the same model. I'm like,
what is the name of that game? Serious Sam. No. Serious Sam was a good game.
Are we talking about our favorite games right now?
No, are we? Like all time? Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. By far is the greatest video game to ever exist in the world.
Oh my god.
The storyline, character development, the the turn-based action, combat system was flawless, everything.
Oh my god, you're wrong. You're close though. I think it's Borderlands 2. I think Borderlands 2 is the greatest game to ever exist.
You gotta put a Y behind that, buddy.
Bro, it's endless fun, bro. You can play the game forever. Maybe you'll take a break, you'll come back to that game again, and you can play the story, you can play everything, you can farm the bosses again, you can get all the legendary gear, you can max out another character, do a different build, different combinations, see, what stats.
Those are it's like Minecraft.
Oh my, no, it's not even like Minecraft. It's maybe it's like Minecraft, but if it was a shooter game, it works with shields and guns and everything. It's a first-person shooter game.
Well, just like the never-ending aspect of it.
Yeah, it's one of the best games to ever exist, and the best thing is you can play it all by yourself. You don't even have to play with people. But playing with people is infinitely more fun. So if playing by yourself is infinitely fun, that's infinitely times 4. That's 4 infinitely, bro. That's how good fucking Borderlands 2 is.
Dang, I did learn from The Fault in Our Stars that different infinities are bigger than others.
Bro, easy fucking... Ansel Elgort in that movie, beautiful performance, by the way. I know Fault in Our Stars is a fucking girly book or whatever meant for teenage girls. Yeah, but in the movie, Ansel Elgort, the kid can fucking act, okay? I can tell you that much.
Yeah. My favorite part of that movie was when we went with me, my buddy, male, and 4 females. And we just went,
Don't
flirting.
call them females, bro. They got names.
I honestly could not tell you their names.
Oh my god, bro.
They were just friends from, I know one of them's names was Caitlin. But they were just, old friends that we had. We weren't, we were just going because, they were girls. You want to go hang around girls. So we go, and we're sitting there in the premiere, packed with all women.
Yeah.
And about midway point, when you find out that Ansel Elgort had cancer again, it's dead quiet. You could hear a fly fart. Dude. And then from the back, we just hear a woman go, and just make the most horrendous snarl, cry, wail for help. And everybody in the theater just got immediately pulled out of the theme and the atmosphere, and we just started dying laughing. Ruined the movie for me.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro,
Crazy,
I went to go see that movie with my sister, and I thought, yo, why the fuck am I getting some feelings right now with this fucking dude's performance, bro? Beautiful fucking performance. Mm-hmm. That scene when he's in the car and he's fucking
spitting up blood, just trying to get his cigarettes. It's a metaphor.
Oh my god, dude, this guy.
It's a metaphor.
Beautiful performance.
That was just
I also love you and Baby Driver. I know you're going through a rough time right now. You're a little bit in some heat over Twitter over some things you may have done that were illegal with some underage women, or maybe not underage, but you were, who knows, but.
Shout out
allegedly,
Ansel.
But shout out Ansel, you're a good actor. The kid can act, but the kid needs some help.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Okay, so about maybe 4 or 5 months ago in the gaming community, there was a huge outbreak.
Of the Smash players, bro. You bring up the Smash players?
So for the viewers at home, what happened was there was, I think, at least 8 or 9 top players in the Smash Bros community that came out that they were basically preying on underage girls.
Oh my god, bro.
It doesn't make it better, but they were 18, 19, 20 years old. It's not like there was a huge age gap against girls that were 16, 17.
But they're still illegal,
still, just so you don't have this idea that all Smash players are this. Kind of soften the blow as bad as it may be. There was the number 2 player, actually. It came out that when he was in Canada, had sexual relations with a kid that was 16 and paid that kid $2,000 to keep quiet.
It was a boy though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a boy to have homosexual relations with him, and it was just found out everybody because again, he was 16, he was 19, and he had paid him $2,000. So my question is, with all these stories coming out, is there redemption for these people, and how do you find it? What does that look like?
I think this is what I really honestly truly think about that, because I've really been wondering this, because It's sad to say, I do consider myself part of the gaming community. I was one of the first adopters of Twitch, of YouTube, of watching gamers, watching playthroughs when I couldn't afford games, trying to do playthroughs of my own and play games, and I stream games and stuff. Like, I've been a part of this community for so long, and now the news is coming out that a lot of the people I kind of looked up to and like, enjoyed their content, like, even now, like Achievement Hunter. Do you know who Achievement Hunter is?
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth? Love those guys, bro. When I was a kid, they supplied me endless content. I stopped watching them because I felt like I kind of grew out of them. But I always have love for Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter. They fucking were awesome. It comes out that fucking Ryan Haywood was fucking sleeping with underage girls, like cheating on his wife and stuff. And yeah, one of the main dudes. And it was like, yo, what the fuck? It's like, I feel like it's wrong. It's 100% wrong what they did. I don't think it's redeemable in any... I mean, I think maybe they could redeem themselves, but I think it's definitely one of the worst things you could possibly do. But I also feel like this is a new thing that's happened with the internet. We've given normal, random people the ability to be famous. And it's really not that different from celebrities who are actually big-time celebrities. Big-time celebrities have drug scandals, have sex scandals, have fucking sleep with underage girls. Everyone in Hollywood's a crook or whatever. It's like, yeah, well, these people have this level of power that they're not used to now and deal with it in other ways.
Should they?
No.
Should they even have that power to begin with?
Probably not, but we have given them that power. And I don't think we could ever take it away now. I think it's impossible to not market and profit, because capitalism, again, ruined comedy. I'm going to say it. That's the theme of that's the title of this podcast, Capitalism Ruined Comedy. Because it showed that it could be marketable. It showed that it has value. Or it showed that entertainment has value, at least, because now it's like if you are entertained by something, but the person who did it was doing stuff wrong that had nothing to do with the show that they were doing, well, now you're a creep. But should you be liking that? Probably not, because, I mean, how could you? It was made by a monster. Can you really separate the art from the... Hitler was a painter. Did he... I don't know, maybe... I'm sure somebody who saw his painting, one of his friends, before they knew what he was going to be, was like, oh, well, I like the painting, Hitler. Is he a monster? Is he a monster for liking the painting that has nothing to do with the atrocities that he fucking did? I don't know. I'm just saying that... should people feel guilty for liking that previously before knowing?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to say.
No,
but yes, I was a huge fan of Ryan Haywood. I was a huge fan of some of these players in the Tekken community and some of these players in the fighting game community, Yeah. Like, I'm sorry to say that.
I think that's where the $1 million question is, like, how much change is enough for you to be like, oh, dude, I used to love this guy, and then you find out he's a sex offender, and then all of a sudden you have to grow with that new information.
I don't know, man.
But just like, hey, in the past it was okay, but now that this has come to light, I think it's different if you've always known in the dark that these were bad people, and then all of a sudden you come out, then that's different. But you can't, again, it's the context of what was going on in that time, which, like you said, is kind of what's important in our generation of film editing, to where you can just like take a little snippet of a clip you want to push an agenda on, throw it to Twitter, and the wolves will eat it. But if you show the full context, now you understand, oh wait, this actually happened, this.
But they should still be punished for the wrong they did.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I'm always curious, like, okay, so this guy, like a guy like Zero, his crime was I think he solicited pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Opposed to this guy over here actually performed oral sex.
Oh, yeah.
Do you go, like, that's where I get scared, going back to, like, I don't want to judge the situation, but do certain crimes should, like, hey, you can come back in 6 months and you can come back in 12. Is that how it should be? Or is it just a permanent ban?
I mean, do we kind of have to do that, right? If we're trying to be the fairest possible, if we're trying to give, like, if this is absolute justice, like, if we know what justice is, shouldn't we strive to be the fairest possible judge of how long someone should serve for a certain crime. Because, like, I mean, this guy Ryan Haywood was a scumbag. He actually slept with women. That guy Zero, he got pictures from girls who said they were 18 or whatever, you know? Like, I don't know, man.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
I think, I want...
And did he continue wanting to get pictures when he found out they were underage?
Yeah, he continued to do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
I
didn't know at the time, but now we're together.
Yeah, and that's what's tough is, like, you don't know should people incur those longer sentences, like, hey, you need cognitive behavioral therapy for 2 years, complete your therapy, then we'll let you back in the scene.
And he's like 18, she's 16. It's like
their brains aren't fully developed.
It's not like a guy who's fucking 40 who's grabbing little kids off the street.
Yeah.
You know, that guy's a fucking monster. And like, probably like the scum of the earth. I don't think I could ever redeem that guy. You know, but I'm just saying, you know, that's definitely not as bad as what this guy did. Is all I'm saying.
That's tough. See, it's tough, dude. That's why I hate being like the judge of those situations because you could
now I just
anything.
judged it.
You can make anything sound smart if you use enough rhetoric, and that's like the scary thing, dude. You can have the dumbest person.
But I think that's what we need. Don't you think that's what we need in society
right
now?
We don't need rhetoric. We don't need dude. If you, what do we need in society? We literally put Trump and Biden as the main contenders.
Oh my god, we really did that,
bro. Those were really the two best options we could have sent.
Bro, I mean, they looked at the fucking paperwork.
So as soon as like all the stuff for Trump came out and then all the stuff for Biden came out, why did we not just immediately as a society axe it all? You can't say, well, their numbers were too much. Well, their numbers are too much. You don't need numbers. You just need to get the message heard. You needed to get it heard to the right people that can actually do things. So why are those the two best representatives we have? That makes zero sense logically with everything stacking against them. That shows me you can't just automatically be like, well, that's corrupt. No, we are corrupt.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Crazy.
Maybe. But people should be allowed to say what they want. Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything.
Yeah.
Anything and everything?
See, that's the tough part.
I think it's anything and everything. Because I just feel like... I don't know, man. It's just like... Because that's... Because words really don't have that much value, guys. Like,
it's the people that follow them.
It's the people... It's really actions that do. Like, words... I feel like we put so much value into words right now when... Words can be beautiful. Words can express how people feel. Yeah, of course. But I feel like words could never hold as much weight as to an action someone did to me, you know? Like...
That's tough.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm definitely thankful we have free speech in America to where in places like Canada, you can get jailed for saying certain words.
Right.
You can get your head... I'm going to say head cut off in the Middle East. It's to make it sound way more dramatic.
I mean, but you can get head... You can definitely get...
Like, we are very lucky to have that. And I think, again, the moment you start limiting what free speech means is that slippery slope down to, okay, like...
Is your favorite book 1984?
I have no idea what that is.
Oh my god.
Is that the scary movie?
You're fucking lying to me, bro.
Is that the scary movie?
You're lying to me. You're telling me you haven't read 1984,
1948 is what I'm thinking about with Nicolas Cage and I think Samuel L. Jackson and the Haunted.
Bro,
no, it's 1498.
You know what movie...
I don't know what 1949 is. What is that?
You know what fucking book I'm talking about? Is 1849 or 1948 or 1984?
One of those.
1984.
Yeah.
1984, bro.
What's it about?
Bro, you don't know what 1984 is about? With George Orwell, the guy who wrote it?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god. Google that shit. Google that shit right now. Yeah, Google it right now, bro. You don't know what 1984 is?
19...
You read this book, Ben.
84. George Orwell.
By George Orwell, bro.
No, I've never read this book.
Oh my god, it's a fucking classic. It's literally talking about free speech and stuff, and like there's like this thing called new speech, and they have to speak that now because the government's constantly watching everybody. There's TVs all over the place. Like,
I mean, that makes sense. No, I never. I 1000% believe
God, he fucking predicted all that shit, bro, and he was like nowhere near that.
Well, he
predicted everything. He predicted flat screen TVs. He predicted fucking iPhones. He predicted like fucking all of it. The government watching everything, being tapped, like...
I'm sure he was probably a part of... no, Project MK Ultra wasn't in the 80s. Never mind. Mind control, dude, by the government. It's crazy, bro.
But it's known as one of the greatest American literature ever written, though.
Really?
Yeah. 1984 is known as one of the greatest books ever written.
The last book I read was
What's your top 5 books, bro? Top 5 books right now. They better be good, bro. Don't hit me with some fucking lame-ass shit.
I think I've read a total of 7 books in my life.
Oh, so for real? You don't read?
So I guess I could go top 7.
You totally look like you read a lot.
All 3 of the Hunger Games.
Oh, I mean, I guess that's okay for someone who doesn't read.
I've read 1 and 7 of Lemony Snicket.
I don't even know what that is.
The Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh my god, that's a kid's book, bro. You're a man-child.
Catch-22, and I think that's it. Oh, and I guess dude, I don't read books. Besides the Hunger Games, shout out Jennifer Lawrence. You are amazing. Whatever you're doing now, girl, keep doing you.
Jennifer Lawrence, your fucking portrayal, not in the Hunger Games. I mean, you did your best. I'll give you that. But I think in fucking Silver Linings Playbook is probably one of the best.
Yeah, or a better one. Oh, yeah,
one
absolutely.
of the best performances I've seen by any actress, by all of them.
That's a huge mental health awareness film, dude, for me. Like
Fucking love that movie, fucking Silver Linings Playbook. One of the best movies I've ever seen.
Because most people would look at that and be like, oh, well, they're just crazy. But the book, or the movie, I'm sure the book does the same thematic element, but it gives them that backdrop of, we all could have mental illness. We all have those outbursts like that. So I think, dude, it was like one of those really nice pieces, Nobel Prize for bringing awareness to that, if people didn't even realize it.
I think top 5 books for me, 1984 for sure by George Orwell. All of the Percy Jackson books for sure, because they're all kids books, but they're probably one of the greatest series ever written is Percy Jackson. I'm tired of hearing about this Harry Potter shit. That fucking shit is whack compared to Percy Jackson. All the real ones, the real OGs, the people who know what the fuck good literature is, Percy Jackson, one of the greatest series to ever be written in recent history.
I can't deny it. I don't read books.
I'll say, fuck, man. I don't know, man. I really, really like another George Orwell book, but I really, really like Animal Farm.
I was about to say, you have to be like an Animal Farm, or
what
were the other
really
junior year of high school?
I really, really like Animal Farm. I really, 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 really like this book called White Teeth. I forgot who wrote it, but White Teeth is fucking really, really good. And I really, really like... It was this old World War II book. It explained a lot of, American wars and why we went to them and stuff, And that's probably the top 5 books.
Gay.
Gay?
I just
that made me gay? That's when you knew I was gay?
That's what it was. I think, dude, when I struggle with reading, and I don't know if this is like a mental disability or something, if I'm reading a new book, I can't create a new face in my mind.
You don't wait. You don't see in pictures?
No, no, I do, but if say this guy's being described as such, for whatever reason, I can't create it, so I force other people's faces into those characters, and it just becomes weird.
What the fuck are you
It's
talking
weird,
about?
right?
Yeah.
It's weird. So, I'll be reading in the Hunger Games when they introduced Finnick before, the whatever. I pictured Finnick as Chris Pratt. And I was, originally reading it, and, it just, it became weird to me reading the book because I couldn't create what Finnick looked like out of just my imagination.
Oh my goodness.
It's weird, dude.
I created him immediately. I was like, this is exactly what he fucking looks like.
And it's a new face. It's not, borrowed features from it's, something new.
No, it's yeah, I know what this guy looks like. It could be a new face, too, sometimes. Oh, this is what his face looks like now, because it's a different expression than what it was described as.
Dang. Maybe I'm doing this wrong.
Fuck, bro. You gotta read more.
Can't do. That's my hang-up.
Oh, dude, Shakespeare, bro. A Shakespeare play's gotta be in there. Henry IV. Henry IV is the greatest Shakespeare play to ever be written.
I can't refute that, so I'm gonna let it slide again.
You don't know Shakespeare? You don't know any Shakespeare?
I know Shakespeare. I don't know who Henry IV is.
Dude, Henry IV, his fucking play, that play is so goddamn good. I'm tired of everybody undermining it, saying that out of all the historic plays, it's Richard III or Henry V. Y'all don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Henry IV is one of the greatest plays Shakespeare has ever written in all of his genres. The romantics, the comedies, and the historical. And whatever, Henry IV is so fucking good.
What's it about?
It's about the King Henry IV. He's a young kid. He's not king yet, but he's an adult. He's about to become king. But his country's going to war with another country. In that country, there's this guy, Hotspur. He's like an older adult, like 28, like maybe becoming 30, but he's like one of the greatest fighters like that country has, and he's like extremely ambitious, and he's leading his people to revolution or whatever, to go against the king. And the story comes about how this fucking guy who's kind of just a meathead who fucking kills people on the battlefield becomes a king on the revolution side, and Henry IV, how he's kind of just a misfit who gets drunk, has sex with girls, or falls in love with girls, and fucking fights with his friends on the street or whatever, robs people for fun. How he becomes now the king of his country because his dad can no longer like run it. And at the end, the two of them meet, and there's a winner between the fight. There's a fight to the death, and it's probably one of the saddest things I've ever seen, because there's a third character, Falstaff, who's the comedic character of the entire story, was Henry's best friend, and it was kind of like Henry's innocence in a way. It was like Henry could always laugh with this guy, comedy hadn't been ruined by capitalism by this point. Because then Henry became king, and he said, "Get away from me, you filthy pig," or whatever, you are the most vile human being I've ever seen in my life. And so Falstaff stabs Hotspur in his dead body. He's like, "Ha, you see, I am just like you now, Henry. You are just like me," to make a joke. And it's kind of like, yeah, maybe making fun of everything, it kind of shows like, damn, he lost his innocence, but at the same time, you kind of have to lose that comedic side of yourself to do things or whatever. Wow. It's a story about boys becoming fucking men, and it's one of the greatest stories to ever be fucking men.
The coming of age stories are some of my favorite genre.
It's about the boys. I'm sorry, there's no girlies in it. There's maybe like one or two, and they got some lines to say about something. But it's about the boys, and it's about what we do. It's what boys do is we become men. And when you become a man, that's everything, all right? That's why all men, at the end, nobody gives a fuck when they're men. Nobody gives a fuck. The more man you become, the more you've become, the longer you stay a man, the less you give a fuck. That's why all these grandpas, they're fucking driving on the other side of the road.
Yeah, they don't care.
They're fucking not wearing underwear and shit.
Yeah.
Like, they don't give a fuck. That's what happens.
Agreed.
We lost the comedic side. We still got it. We'll make you laugh. But we don't feel it anymore.
I agree.
We're just sad. We're just sad now because we've carried all of these emotions inside of us.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck were we talking about? God, dude, Ben, this has definitely been the longest, and I think the one that's gonna make the least amount of sense. What the fuck are they talking about?
It's like throwing spaghetti on a wall. You gotta see what sticks. For one person, they might get this. For this person, they might grab this. For this, they might have liked the laughing, and they just liked it as background noise because their husband just left them for a younger man, and they have to listen to something in the back. God, I'm already imagining Jill. She's the face of Rachel at work. See? I can't do faces.
Oh, Jill in this fictional...
has the face of Rachel.
Of Rachel at work. Hey, shout out to Rachel.
Rachel, I love you. You know you got a special
awesome
place
coworker.
in my heart.
Love when Rachel's working. Makes me laugh. Very nice. Awesome coworker.
If I'm telling you about this podcast, jump to... I guess you're going to have to jump back to episode because I can't warn you in the future. I'm an idiot.
Episode. Go to episode, yeah. Because I also got another guest lined up after you.
Is this your radio host voice right here? Like a little bit lower?
I don't know, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. I'm just talking. I have another guest lined up next week. He's a friend of mine who lives in Arvin and is openly gay, and I want to talk to him about what that's like.
Yeah.
Working at Arvin too and being openly gay. And what it's like being gay in Bakersfield. Openly gay in Bakersfield. Because he's gay.
Mm-hmm.
So. And I'm gay too, and I'm open about it, but like I don't really dress like a gay guy, kind of,
Yeah. I think it's cool we're losing our stigma as a society. Like,
yeah.
You used to be able to be like, 10 years ago to spot, he's gay, that's lesbian, he's gay, lesbian, gay. Like, you could instantly spot it.
Yeah.
But now that kind of, like, question, though it does at times pose, like, a mild inconvenience if you have to call out a pronoun and, like quick response to something real quick or something.
Right.
It's like you could just be anything, and people are cool. Like, let me get to know you. If I care about you, I'll get to know you.
Yeah.
Clearly, if you don't care about me, you're gonna dismiss me as the next freak, the next outcast, and that'll be it. But I think as it seems like, because all the vivid bad examples are happening, if you look up some good examples of communities coming together, that to me means more.
Yeah, man, and it's pretty cool to like. Yeah, it's way better when that happens, dude. Because it just feels like, I don't know, man. It just feels like now it's like nobody really cares anymore. Sometimes, like, I know all these Republicans are losing their minds. The Democrats, they got us fucking pinned down here. Everyone's fucking gay. Everyone's fucking cunt. Everyone's fucking messing with the generals. They're like, everyone's fucking dating each other, bro. They're dating a mirror. They're dating the donkeys. Like, they think we're doing it heinous shit. It's like, no, bro. We're just like being people. Like, we just like other people that are people, and we kind of like to do things differently. It's like, I don't know.
It's just, again, tolerating people, not being intolerant.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're like, the Republicans are gonna fucking send us to war and kill us all. They're gonna fucking work us to death.
And,
like,
and that's
we should
be
socialists. We should fucking eat the rich. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, I guess, but
that's why I hate politics so much, because when you're that active inside of it, you literally see it as an us versus them mentality, which
but it is, isn't it? Don't you think
it shouldn't be that way? Should we really have to have presidents running smear campaigns and going up and saying how qualified you are, how many strikes we allow these people to have? It shouldn't be that way. It should be united on that. And of course, like, if you look back to the original history of it, when the founding fathers, whatever, come over, like, it just naturally splits, but also how divisive it is.
Do you think the founding fathers did a good job founding America?
Absolutely. They literally,
you know what's funny?
Think about the time.
Listen.
Where they were, their life expectancy was 35 years old. Everybody had the most awful diseases, and they were still these geniuses amongst themselves.
Listen, I know that's like a political topic right now. Like, did the founding fathers actually do a good job because slavery still existed?
What's up? Are you going on a hot date with mom or what? It's my dad spraying cologne.
Oh, dang, he needs it.
Oh my, where are you going?
Oh, he's going to Olive Garden.
Where are you going?
Just going to the bank.
Oh, hey, is that candle that burned my shirt or anything?
Huh?
Okay, we're good. I love you. Bring me dinner!
Oh, damn, dude.
Yeah, continue. Go.
I hope my mom brings me dinner. Or maybe I'll get something to eat for my sister.
Shout out to Lorena. I love you. Thank you so much for being a part of the
loves your stream.
Community.
Shout out to Ben's stream. If you made it this far on the podcast, Ben, my boy Ben here, the kid can fucking stream. He's one of the best streamers on Twitch.
Thank you.
I honestly say that with truth. Ben is a really, really good streamer, really fun. And it's like a really nice community he has in his Discord.
Yeah,
Discord people are really funny.
Shout out to Jorge's sister. She is one of the most welcoming new members that I'm so grateful to have.
Yeah, my sister's really nice. She likes making a nice, safe environment.
She loves it. She loves it. Keeps me on my toes. I can't post
welcomed. Yeah.
Inappropriate content. She'll be like,
nope,
nope.
Ben,
she's that gatekeeper. Yep.
She's like, let's not take it too far. TOS. And I know that sounds a little restrictive, but listen, we take it pretty fucking close. Yeah. We're getting as close as we can. But my sister's getting a little bit gray hair because
we just bought a guillotine. That's what we're gonna start doing. We got a guillotine.
We don't know what we're gonna do with it, but we got melons.
We're gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say circumcise people, but that'd be a little costlier.
No way, bro. Why do you think circumcision is a mistake?
I'm circumcised.
Oh! I'm sorry.
You're uncircumcised.
No.
That's so gross, dude. That's so gross.
What are you talking about? You're Jewish.
Yeah, we're circumcised.
Oh, that's right.
We believe that's like the circumcision of it.
That's right. I don't want to think about that, bro.
That's okay, though. If you're this far into the podcast, we're both underwear, shorts down, everything comparing. I lost by a mile.
No way, this guy. Dick's jokes are still funny to this day.
Dude, are still funny to this joke.
I know some people might still get... I know it's like it's sensitive times now. People might get offended, but dick jokes are so funny, bro. Dick jokes are fucking hilarious.
Yep.
Fucking... They were the funniest shit to say during middle school. Like, when nobody gave a fuck. Dude, middle school, I said some of the most heinous shit in middle school because I didn't give a fuck.
It was the lowest hanging fruit. It would always make people laugh. It was easy to grasp.
Like,
and you got
could
a nice
you imagine
reward.
Barack Obama, what he said in middle school? Dude, he must have been a monster. He's all eloquent and shit.
I was upset, but again, like the context of it. That's
Yeah.
just going back and giving, people change. People can change. It's a big topic of debate. People thinking, oh, you can't change. You can't change.
People can change, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm that hopeful.
And it is, dude, it's a hopeful thing. But it's also, you have to, again, give people the benefit of the doubt. When you get to know people on a personal level, you become a lot more tolerant of their behavior. We have some coworkers that are a little more annoying to be on the shift with, but once you get to know,
God. I'm gonna cut that out.
Once you get to know,
cut that out. You can't say that, man.
I can absolutely say that's my opinion.
Okay.
It is a without a doubt.
Don't
a
say
fact.
more.
I'm not
Don't say
I'm not
more.
gonna say anything about.
Oh shit. Here we are.
Anyone.
Hey, welcome to this side. I don't think I'm gonna cut it out.
I'm not gonna say any names.
Can I keep it in?
Why would you not keep it in?
Oh
you
my
really think
God.
our coworkers are listening to 2 hours and 23 minutes into this?
Alex told me he listened to the other podcast.
No.
So did John.
It is a known fact that some of them make a more positive environment and some of them are more self-centered. That's all I was going to say.
Okay.
To act like we work in this perfect utopian society, and you know what's the crazy thing? I'm sure I'm a big burden on some other people, so I know it's both sides.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm a burden to some people, but I feel like some people appreciate me working there, so
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Shout out to the homies at work. You know who you are.
Yeah,
The
I'll say
twins.
that. Twins. Oh, dude, shout out to the twins. I want the twins to be on the podcast, but I want them to both be on the podcast.
That'd be hilarious.
I want both twins. Dude, the twins are fucking hilarious on fries, bro. Every time I work a shift, I hope the managers make the twins on fries. They fucking all they do is argue, and somehow they're still making fries.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is why fucking dad yells at you. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Drop more baskets, man.
You have to do the laundry tonight because you failed.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And like everyone's like, we got fucking 6 and a white. And he's like, shut the fuck up, George, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
You don't listen
son.
here. You don't listen at
man.
work. You don't listen at home. And you're like, oh,
open
man.
your ears, man.
Oh.
He's like, my ears are open, man, but you just gotta speak up.
Yeah.
That's what they do all the time.
All day long. And I think the managers have a running joke that, like, to get the comedy out of the way, to get the funniness out of the way, they'll put them on fries for the first 30 minutes. And then
they take
them
them off. He's like, okay, guys, enough.
All right,
You guys are going to do this the whole shift? All right, let's take you guys off real
And
quick.
everybody's like relaxed, they're less puckered up. Yeah. I think it's a managerial tactic.
Let's go. Send George on the handout.
Yeah.
Send George on the handout. George is just out there, just fucking steaming. He's like, fuck it.
I could have done this, man.
Fry well. Make sure he hears that. Because his ears are fucking closed. And he just, and then after a while.
1,000%.
After a while, even though there's no cars, they just send him out there, and then they bring him back in. He's like, all right, George, you can come back in. He comes back. He's like, all right. He's like, yeah, go be quarterback. And he just like,
And shout out, we love you. We're not talking crap. We're
dude, the twins are funny at work.
Dude,
bro.
they are.
They're so funny at work. Even just by themselves too. Not even with.
No, they're good people, dude. Those, I would consider George and Royal friends. Not like good
George,
coworkers.
Royal, and Jay.
JC, coworker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, coworker.
Dude, we went to go get ramen and we were saying, man, we should have invited Ben. You could have hung out with Jay.
Dude, I could have hung out with Jay. See, I've never hung out with him
Yo.
outside of work. So how do I know the real person?
When's your next day off?
Wednesday.
Fuck, do I work that day? I don't remember. I think I have the weekend off.
I work the weekend. Hashtag
Well,
weekend
we'll go
life.
at night. We can go at night if you're off on Wednesday, right? You want to go at night?
Yeah.
Get some dinner? Alright.
Invite the twins.
The
twins close Wednesday.
Fuck, that's right. They do always, if they're working together.
Yeah. That's good, though. That's how it should be.
No, yeah, it really is. John does a really good job of that.
Dude, shout out John.
Yo, shout out to
Good
John,
guy,
bro.
man. He told me the other day that he might be leaving the store.
Oh my god.
And I told him straight up, bro, if you leave the store, I'm gone, dude. I'm
gonna be homeless.
I'm gonna leave.
There's no reason for me to be at work if John's not there.
Yeah. First name I check on the schedule to see if he's there.
Oh my goodness, no fucking way.
Yeah.
What is he gonna do? Be a cop?
No, like leave and go to the other store.
Oh shit! I thought he was
Rosedale
gonna pursue his dreams of being a cop. Doesn't he say he always wants to be a cop?
I don't know. I know he like.
Oh, dude, John wants to be on the podcast.
Dude, John should be on the podcast.
Oh my god, John, we gotta do the podcast.
John, if you're listening, we love you. Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully you're listening. Shout out to John.
Dang, dude. What's the next segment?
Dude, next segment is. Welcome to this, Ask Me Anything segment. This is a segment where I run out of questions and I let the guests ask me anything they want, and I'll answer. Anything. It literally could be anything I'll answer.
Is this in like a future episode, or are we miming that there's actually comments?
No, yeah, this is you. You ask me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. What do you think, chat? What do you got? Before I ask, you're going to take a bathroom break. You don't have to take a piss or anything?
I gotta
go.
Rush.
Oh, you can close the door, bro. Don't be an animal.
What the hell? What's up with this fucking wall?
Those are all measurements.
Oh, like your family and stuff?
Yeah.
What? That's fucking cold.
With me, my brother Sam, Ben, my nephews.
Whoa, you guys been here forever.
Been here for a while.
Whoa, since how old?
Mm-hmm.
Since we were like...
They've had this house since 1980.
Oh,
that's what Rachel made me right there.
Oh, this? Rachel?
Yeah.
Yo, Rachel's an artist?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I need to interview Rachel.
Collab, dude.
I need to interview Rachel. I'm an artist, but I'm more of a writer. But I like doing art. I've been painting recently, and I've been drawing. I like drawing a lot too, so I use pens and colored pencils.
Alright, so you said I gotta ask you questions.
Yeah.
You're sitting at home, you're listening to this podcast, thinking, man, I want to be different. I want to break up my mold. I want to be helpful in my community. I want to like change the world. What's the easiest way to do that?
I think the easiest way to do that is to make more money, bro. I think I need to make more money so I can get out. Because I'm bringing the mood down because I'm here. So when I'm out of here, the mood's going to come right up because I got the whole mood. No, I have no idea.
No idea?
Fuck, man, I don't know. Volunteer my time somewhere, maybe like at the homeless shelter here in Bakersfield. There's a big homeless problem. Maybe volunteer my time when I'm not working on the weekends or something. Maybe make more money, do DoorDash, make more money, give my mom some money or something. I don't know, some more money, because I pay my mom every time I get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a tough one. Because I think, again, that grandiose mindset of, how do I help now? Invite a friend and pay for their lunch. They think it has to be this huge scale. I need to donate $500, but, like, I always think of the story, because I always think, like, oh, you can't have any small act of kindness, whatever. Like, every act is a good act. And it sticks in my head all day long. Husband and wife are on a beach trip for their anniversary. Staying right up on the front of the beach. Spend the first night, perfect night. Spend the second night, perfect night. Third night, huge storm happened out at sea. And so as they're walking the beach, they come to this section with just millions of starfish on the shore.
Okay.
And the wife's freaking out, like, oh my god, like, they're all gonna die. And the husband's like, like, what does it matter? And again, it's a parable, whatever, with the lesson at the end. But the wife is like, no, like, we gotta start saving them. So she walks all the way on the shore for like an hour, just throwing hundreds of starfish back into the ocean. And the husband's kind of mocking her like, you idiot, there's literally millions of starfish out there. You're not doing anything. And the woman looks at him, the wife, grabs that one starfish, throws it. It's like, meant the world to that one. Gets another starfish, throws it, and says, meant the world to that one. And that's always been one of those stories that, like, you never know what it's going to mean to that one person. Hey, maybe your buddy hasn't been doing good. So you ask him, hey, dude, like, let's go out to lunch. And just that one small act has that infinite potential, too. But that's enough. You don't have to go and...
That's the same thing.
50% of my check out to my charity. Like, that is building your community at home first.
Bro, I fucking did that with my cats, dude. Both my cats were fucking home. Actually, no, only one of my cats was a fucking street cat. He was like a kitty who was fucking malnourished and couldn't see out of his eyes, and then like we like gave him medicine and fed him, and then like he can see now, and he's like big. Yeah. He's getting bigger. He's healthy now. He's all playful. It's like he's like the cutest cat ever. I'm like, yo, I want to do this every day now. I want to find kitties on the street, and I want to take them to my house and be a fucking cat man. I'm gonna be in my van on a podcast with 20 cats in my van.
Well, like you could even take it to a more direct approach. Like, what if you just went out and fixed homeless people's cats? You saw like homeless people that were disenfranchised, and you just make like a little hobby of it to where every other week you go out and you're just doing a little pet hospital for people's dogs that need their teeth pulled.
Whoa.
Again, the no act too small. Like, think about all the homeless people's lives you would make.
I'm not a fucking dentist, bro.
But you can learn.
I think I have undiagnosed ADHD. My fucking hands are shaky as fuck. That's why I suck at fries and I suck at bread. The bun's always shaking. Like, Jordan's right next to me, looking over my shoulder, like, "Why are you so nervous?" And I'm like, "Well, one, because I think I have ADHD, and two, because
I'm taking too long to explain the
reason to you, and you're making me a little nervous. You're the head honcho, you're the head boss, and I can't fucking spread this fucking bun."
It's just, and it doesn't help you get, like you said.
No offense to Jordan, though. I love Jordan.
Yeah, but you literally, like, whenever you learn a new position, it's always at that point of, like, you get super nervous. Don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it.
And then she was like, "Oh, you're left-handed." And I was like, yeah, I am. Which is true, but I'm also ambidextrous. So it really doesn't matter which way I learn. I was just doing bad either way.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for my fries. I can do both ways, too. I just do it with my right, because everything's for right-handed people right now. Yeah. But with board, you can do either. I'm sure with the grill, I use my right hand or I use my left hand, whichever one I feel like.
Yeah, perfecting whatever skill you want. But yeah, just means the world of those little, the two starfish you do affect. I'm cool leaving this world if I know that I affected one person's life positively. Like, that's enough for me. I will always try to do more. I can't ever predict the future that I'm actually going to affect somebody. I can try, but that's what I'm happy with. Those 1, the 2, the 3 small victories. It's like streaming. When you first start streaming, you're not sitting there thinking like, I'm going to go out and blow up on the scene. It's that fostering the community.
It's kind of crazy the community you have on Twitch, man. The community that we have.
You're a part of that. But it's literally that. You build a community person by person. You don't go out and change 60 million people in a day. You don't go out and affect 100 people. You come up to one person, you grab a hold of them, you get to know them. Then that one person tells this person, I tell this, and it grows that way organically. And that's what I love about our community.
You play on this screen?
I play on the games on this one. I have my stream set up right here.
Interesting.
But that's what I do, dude. Just a community, a good, loving, nourished community builds person by person.
Yeah, I always try to talk to the stream too when I'm streaming. I like that you talk to your stream, even though it's like setup, 2 or 3 stream. Even when you had 2, 3 viewers, you would always try to talk to those 2, 3 viewers. Which I always appreciated, and why I want to do that now. Dude, are you trying to go live right now?
No,
I'm just kidding.
So yeah, that's what the people see. So that's my end game. We got bare bones. Those were like little.
Dude, we gotta stream an episode.
Dude, we could live stream it. Easy.
We have to stream an episode one day.
118 subs, dude. Look at that, bro.
Nah.
I'm trying to get that 200 mark, man.
Ooh.
And then you have all this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I think it'd be cool to live stream it.
Yeah, dude, it'd be sick. You'd be like episode 16 or something, maybe 20. Maybe in the 20s, we can look back and be like, alright, so...
Yeah, I definitely think you should do like one, maybe every other month to where you like live, so you can see reactions and whenever people like spice up the lineup, you know?
Yeah, and like, people would be like, interview me, interview my uncle.
See, that's what I mean. Like, I automatically thought, again, like, a community is built person by person. You asked me... Now I'm gonna hit my brother up, who has like a crazy past, a crazy story, not the non-racist one, and then that you may never know who you get.
It'd be sick, bro. I would love to just interview everybody. It'd be such a fun thing to do.
And it's stored forever. Like one day I gotta show my kids this, and that's what I think is cool. It's like a little snapshot of kind of both of us at this time.
Yeah, man, that's just what I miss. I just feel like people don't do that anymore. People don't really talk about what they're going through or what they're seeing in the world right now. You know, it's like people think that they know what's happening, but have you really sat down and talked to a person from somewhere else, or have you just seen their tweets or seen what they tweet and what you tweet and what they like and what you like? You know, what they dislike is what you like.
Huh?
Like, I don't know.
It's tough. It's that online persona people like to hide behind. Because anybody can be anybody online. But when you actually step in front of them, are they quick-witted? Are they strong? Are they, like, what are they?
People, bro. That was the best answer I could give. I wasn't really thinking of one. Damn, 2 hours and 40 fucking minutes. Crazy.
Hasn't even felt like that, to be honest. Felt like maybe 10. Might have been the weed, but...
Oh, you did take one, huh?
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Well, I still feel it.
Really? You did feel it a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you were really laughing a lot. When were you feeling it the most?
Right around that 30-minute mark is like when I was like, okay.
Yeah, you see,
that's when I wasn't thinking about it.
I was like, that's when they're kicking in.
No. But what it was is I wasn't thinking about it. I think I was distracted. So then when I set my attention to it, I probably metabolized it a lot faster because I was like focused on it.
Yeah.
And then that's when it just, Which will be funny to listen to whatever we said, the meanderings of our thoughts.
Dude, what were we even talking about?
Dude, we talked about some good stuff, bro.
I feel like we did.
Yeah. That's cool to end.
Did you vote?
No, I don't vote.
Oh my goodness, you don't vote, bro.
Don't vote.
We kind of need you right now, brother. Not gonna lie, man.
I don't belong to any side. I don't belong to it.
I mean, I understand, dude. I understand completely. But hey, if you could do a brother a favor and just kind of vote for the thing I voted for too. If you don't care, but I do.
I'll sell my vote like $200.
$200,
it's
bro.
Not illegal or anything.
Oh my god, dude! Don't you have any ethics, bro?
Dude,
capitalism ruined ethics.
That's the greatest.
Capitalism ruined ethics,
that's the greatest
bro.
American freedom is to vote, dude. I gotta sell that right to you.
Capitalism ruined ethics. It ruined comedy. It ruined sex, bro.
I'm interested on that take. How does that?
I don't know, bro. I'm just fucking. I'm just joking around.
That would be pretty funny if they came out with an idea. Maybe OnlyFans. Maybe that's what it was.
Holy shit. So everybody's got a podcast, everybody's got an OnlyFans, everybody's got a Twitch stream, everyone's got a YouTube channel, everyone's got a SoundCloud. You just gotta fucking deal with it, alright? It turns out everybody's an artist. Everybody just wants to be the hip. That's why I'm looking around. I'm like, why aren't we just all being hippies and doing our art thing and just giving each other stuff when we need it or whatever? Like, I'm living a nomadic lifestyle. All of you guys want to do it. There's hella people on Twitter, hella people on Instagram, hella people on YouTube making movies, fucking people on Netflix, comedy specials, like...
Yeah.
Who knows, bro?
Well, I just think it's our generation's version of like a renaissance. A great change in thinking, whether it be for the better or for the worse. Well, I guess Renaissance typically had a better connotation to it, but that's what we're doing. All of a sudden, people want to take their own arts, they want to take their own lives into their hands and go and do something. And it'll be cool until a lot of people realize how difficult that actually is to do.
Do you think OnlyFans are detrimental to women?
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
Damn. He hit you with a fucking controversial take, my guy. Let's see where this goes. But I'm in for the ride, bro. Because we're 2 hours and 40 minutes in. And at this point, I think this is the last conversation we're going to have. So let's hit it with a fucking nuke, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
So there will be 2 points to this study.
Okay.
Number one, I absolutely do not condone the use of porn, though I do.
What?
Though I do watch it.
Oh my god, bro! You hit me with the hypocrite.
No. But that's what I'm saying. I don't like. You can say you have your own struggles, your own addictions, like the biological release.
Like you addicted to porn?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I occasionally, because again, you like as a believer, you believe like, hey, this is bad. So I believe that it's bad. There's also scientific data that will go into.
Do you believe drinking is bad?
No, absolutely not. Do I think overindulging in drinking? Heck yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I hate the stupid example they gave. Well, Jesus drank wine. Well, also back in 2000 BC, wine was like 2% alcohol and was the cleanest thing to consume.
Right.
You're not going to consume river water. That was something that you actually had access to and was easily consumed. So, no, it's not the same. But yeah, no, drinking's not bad. But again, overindulgent? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so you're a Christian, which is crazy to me. Because I never really met one. I don't think I have any Christian friends, bro. I think No, I did. I had a friend, Michael, who was in the Marines after we graduated high school, but he was Christian. His family was Christian, so he believed in God and stuff, but other than that was it. Like, no one else, like, and, you know, I don't know. I just don't really get why you're a Christian.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Like,
I don't know how else to frame it without sounding
very,
super rude. I'm not trying to sound rude at all.
But I think if people would actually, number one, be courageous enough to ask that question, and number two, someone was courageous enough to answer it. Because you would get a lot more people that had their curiosity dispelled, but you would have a lot of believers strengthen their walk and understanding how to talk about that question, because it's not for you to say that to me isn't offensive, no, I should, like the scripture says, always be prepared to give an answer for the hope that you have.
Well, I mean, yeah, and like, I'm not asking it to be rude or to question your faith.
But that's a perfect question,
right? No, yeah, I'm asking it because I'm genuinely and honestly curious, because I am an atheist. I don't really believe in God, or I don't believe in heaven or hell and stuff. Dude, I'd be watching scary movies though, and I'd be scared and I can't sleep at night. But that's just because my head's paranoid. I have ADHD and dyslexia. Okay, so
we should do a counter on the podcast.
Huh?
We should do a counter on the podcast. ADHD. That's the 19th time.
I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. They call me Jorge ADHD, and I'm pretty sure I have fucking dyslexia because they call me Jorge can't spell Dorje, because that's how I spelled door once. I spelled it like Dorje.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure I have dyslexia. So
that's okay.
At the same time, what was I talking about?
Well, why I am a Christian.
Why? Yeah, I'm genuinely curious about it. I did take a religious studies class. Yes, I had a friend there who was also an atheist who really didn't care about religion, so we made fun of a lot of things. But I was genuinely curious, and I read a lot of the books. I have a version of the King James Bible that I want to read.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
Okay, so let's just jump right head first into that. Let's go from the beginning.
Oh my goodness.
Christian, I don't even use that language to describe it, because I think, like, when you look at the root of that, Christian was like the N-word back in the day. If somebody was a Christian, that meant that, hey, they're a part of this. If Rome comes in, we can persecute them and kill them, because they were getting persecuted. So you winced at, like, me saying that, but it was like, actually, that's what they used to push away the early church. It was like, and it was a black mark. So I don't subscribe to that. What I would call myself is someone who has a relationship with Jesus. And that goes into the freedom that he originally came to abolish, was the following of the law. Religion at its roots can control people. It's a message of hope. It's a message of you can do better. At the essence of it, it's self-help books, to where I can be a better person. So people automatically cling to that good news, the hope, whatever you might want to call it. So because religion,
there's some fucking knowledge in the Bible, guys. I don't know if you've
ever it's
I don't know if you guys ever fucking looked into it, but it's talking about fucking Genesis and shit. It's talking about fucking the creation of fucking the world. Talking about fucking Jesus.
It's beautiful.
There's some fucking wild shit in there, bro. The saints and everything. I'm like, yo, this is one of the greatest books of all time.
But again, it's like a book. You could read it for fiction. You can read it for nonfiction. Like, it's still just beautiful imagery.
It really is.
Written by some very smart, like, credible people, like, that were actually alive during that time, and we have records.
Yeah, it really is. And I just feel like that about, like, a lot of scriptures, about everything. Like, I like reading The Art of War by Sun Tzu, the Chinese general. Like, I'm not a Chinese general or have anything to do with the military or have any interest in being part of the military, but learning about his exploits was probably one of the coolest things that I ever read.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, so going back, so religion at some point was bastardized and became about money. I would argue that the American Day Church now is very much more a business than a house to worship.
Dude, the God. Christians be getting private planes and shit.
But that's a very small majority. It's like that we were talking about earlier. You can't take a very small minority of the of the whole population and say this is what it is. Yeah. That's like your 1% of America. You wouldn't like it if someone came in and said everybody's all crazy bad people in America, like they're all you'd be like, no, that's the 1%, like that's not us. Yeah. So that's just like the same respect you kind of give to that idea, but that's what it's about. People are like, oh, what religion are you? Religion's that man-made word used to subjugate lesser groups that you can bring them in and manipulate them. So it's not like, it looks very different what my relationship with Jesus is. I know how flawed I am. I know that I make mistakes all the time. Like, oh, he ate weed on the show. Like, you know, it's a gray area for me. Should I probably not have done it with my morals? But I don't care. Like, it's all right.
Oh, wait a minute. You can't do that?
Well, it's like anything that takes you out of your headspace. That's why getting drunk is bad, because it takes you out of that well-thinking to where now you're more susceptible to do this, or now you're more susceptible. It's like, the slippery slope fallacy. Lettuce, you start with this, you do sex.
I'm sorry to say, Jesus, but the devil's lettuce is way better than the lettuce you fucking got up here, bro. Because that shit is trash compared to the devil's lettuce, bro. That shit's crazy. Have you had it? It's wild.
Maybe. Jesus, if you're listening to this podcast, Jesus, what's up?
If you're listening,
what's up?
Can you do my podcast?
That'd be cool. Get the Son of God to come down. So yeah, dude, it's different. It's different. That opens up. That's like the bare bones what I could give without opening up a giant can of worms into what I believe fully on that.
Okay.
But it also part 2 of that. So part 2, man doesn't know how to judge. Man always has to have a standard of ethics on how they are to judge. That's where people come in, people in power say we should act this way, we should act this way, and the weaker people, the lesser people without that knowledge get easily preyed to that. That's where I believe that the moment you start saying, no, I get to be the judge. The worst people in the world that can never be redeemed are pedophiles and rapists. Oh, but this guy says like, no, these people can't be redeemed. If you're a thief and a liar, you're worse than all these people because and then you get into that mindset of, okay, well, what sin is worse? What crime is worse than this? Because you already see how effed up our judicial system, the 3-strike system on having an ounce of weed, like, you're gonna go away for life. Really? Like, you shouldn't be rehabilitated? Like, we need, and some people can use the Quran, some people can use this philosophy, but we need that bar to set that we can reach for. No one will never reach it, but it is something that we can go, and there is a definition, a straight line.
Do you think religion should guide law?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But, like, that's kind of like, that's a loaded question because it's like, oh, well, you're not going to kill people. You're not going to steal. You're not going to, and then on top of that is more just ethical guidelines, not, oh, this is the worst thing in the world.
So what do you think the role of religion should be in society and the role of law should be in society?
Again, this separation of church and state is like 100% a thing. I don't think it's bad to sing like God Bless America. Oh, we need to rip that out. Like, that to me is going to the extreme side.
Okay.
Because it all goes okay. So this is a quick little lesson on like the root of Christianity. So check this out. When the Torah was originally written, that's the first 5 books of the Bible.
The Torah.
In that were 631 laws that the Hebrews were supposed to follow.
Okay.
When they originally came out, like those were the laws that I forget who wrote it, but like gave them to live by. From those 631, Moses came. And the people were complaining, like, this is too much. And he's like, all right, I'll break it down for you. Now we got 10. That's the 10 Commandments. So he made it easier for them to inherit that gift, to inherit
That's why
salvation.
He went into the cave, so he can fucking transcribe it, so he can explain it in one...
Well, it was like when he goes up to Mount Sinai. Oh, yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah. So, like, God's, for those 40 days, like, you believe, like, they're talking, and they narrow it down. Then Jesus comes, and this is where a lot of people get confused because it goes into, like, theological principles of, well, what did he mean by, like, he was going to abolish the law? What about the old covenant and the new covenant? Like, it goes into, like, those really weird questions. So Jesus comes and is like, all right, you guys are still idiots. You still can't follow these 10 laws. I'm going to give you one. Love your neighbor as yourself. The second is just like it. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. But that first one it goes into, if we're in business together, do I really want to cheat you out of $50,000? I'm not going to do that to you.
Why would you do that to me?
But I love your neighbor. That idea of love being unconditional. It goes back to like, man, he's doing this thing that I don't agree with. I'm not going to go and yell at him. Like, I'm going to love him because that's what I would do. That's what the example of, if you go into the example of the Father, like of Jesus, that is what a quote unquote Christian is supposed to be. You're not supposed to be a scholar of the law. You're not supposed to have seen all the roots. You're supposed to have known about the life of Jesus. That's it. But now people have made you believe to where the Christian now, it's, no, you need to subscribe to the Stephen Furtick. You need to subscribe to this guy. No, those guys are nobodies. The one thing to follow is Jesus and his example. And last time, I didn't see him stoning gay people. I didn't see him going out and condemning all these people. What I believe in, once you really get to know somebody, you open that door, that opportunity to, hey, one day maybe I'll share Jesus to you. It's not the first time I'm going to meet you. I can't cram it down your throat. It's not the fifth. If I'm just a friend and I love you, like I should, maybe one day we have that conversation. But if not, I still showed you the love of something else that I had, like that. Dude, Jorge's like me and he's sometimes this. And he's like, no, you still got to love him. Okay, I can gravitate to that. Hey, he's intolerant. He's this. Like, no, again, I told you, just love people. Like, be tolerant of them. And if that opportunity comes up, then do it. And then that's how it works.
Dude. Yeah, but have you seen the movie fucking Hereditary? Because I'm worried that fucking Christianity... Dude, Hereditary is fucking wild. And it talks, like... It's not about Jesus, but like religion shit like that kind of creeps me out sometimes.
Yeah. But it's because man has come in and perverted something that God had planned.
True, yeah.
That dude, that's literally it. It's not like the complexity of the gospel. It's the simplicity. Right. But then again, man always wants to subjugate. Man always wants to control other men. So they use things like messages of hope to subjugate. Because things looked a lot different 100, 200, 300 years ago when people were dying left and right. They wanted to know things were going to get better than the 35 years they had on this earth to live, eat, and then get sick and die.
Bro, men did not have a good track record with living long. No. Back then. Like, we fucking died hella young.
Dude, people are always like, I would want to live in the 17... Oh, you want to live to be like 32?
Yeah, you'd be
40
dead
at max?
Bro, you'd be dead in like 6 years. You're already fucking 27.
All the communicable diseases they had. Like, yeah, let me just have mumps on my back forever. Like, nah, I'm cool, dude.
Well, that was the yawn. It was the bell to signal the end of the podcast. I'm already not geezed anymore, so... But this is probably one of the best podcasts I think I've ever recorded.
Nice.
I say that about all my episodes.
I love it, dude. That's like when I come up after I ate my burger on my half and I tell all the cooks, that was the best burger I ever had.
Bro. But it is, though.
Yeah, it is.
The burger is so good.
Moment, that will be the best
it's
until
like
I have
so
the next
good.
one.
Listen, In-N-Out, if all... I could say so many things about In-N-Out. The one thing I know I think everyone who knows how good that burger is can agree on is that fucking burger is good as fuck, bro. It's just... I want one right now. I want one and I just ate one.
So I'm saying, dude, it's never enough. Never enough.
Alright, that's it for us. Thanks for listening to Geeze Cast, episode 4, with Ben Webby.
Te careci.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I think it's Italian for something.
Well, plug your shit.
I got nothing to plug. This was fun.
Oh my god, he's got a Twitch stream. Go to Ben.
It's Webby, Benjamin Josiah Webby 152 at yahoo.com/Twitch.
Okay, email him there, I guess. But go watch his Twitch streams. It's like Websington or something like that.
Something like that. You'll figure it out.
Ben Websington.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, something like that. I forgot his fucking... What's your Twitch handle, bro?
It's just right there on the screen.
Websington, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was like Ben Webby or something.
No. What an ugly name.
Oh, dude, my sister loves the shirt.
Dude, thank you. Everything I do
Get his shirts, bro. Buy his shirts.
Buy his shirts. They're currently free.
Oh, yeah.
Currently free.
Just tell him you want it. Just tell him you want it, and he'll try to get it to you.
But you got to be a sub to get a shirt, though.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You got to spend $4.99 in my channel.
Yeah, $4.99, and he'll find a way to try to give it to you.
A $35 shirt. Just kidding. They're only $25.
Ooh.
You're saving 400%.
All right.
All right, we love you.
Follow me on Twitter, at
LMNOP, he said.
At JALOPEZJR97 at gmail.com. That's the email. Just email me there.
It'll be on the thing.
It'll be on the thing, bro.